Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Quad City sports fans of all ages, Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, J-Bird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the dawn.
Hey everybody, it's what is it, Wednesday?
Yes, it's Wednesday.
It's
Lord,
a day. It's a day that ends in Y, you suckers. That's right.
Not bad for Monday.
Yeah, we're all rocking out here in the Hassle Castle. Statcat, Surge, Jay Bird,
Yeah.
T Rizzle, and
T-Rizzle.
I know.
Oh, here it is. Look over here. There it is.
I will.
What?
I'll check it out.
Look,
I can't see.
I know you can't see. Just God.
What's wrong?
It's just
Social
I love,
media, T-Roy.
I love Facebook for everything it did for us and to help the show when we were just in a bar and Facebook Live. But it's just the people on Facebook that just make me never want to be on it again. It's just the dumbest things. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't even want to start off like this because I am in a pretty decent mood. I keep forgetting that it's Wednesday though. But it's the idea that you just go on. Can we just make it the Book of Faces? Do you have to go on and ask about every little thing of your daily life of what to
Good
do for
luck trying to stop or slow that train down, buddy.
Just like,
It's an open platform for
what should I serve
anybody
for
and everybody.
Thanksgiving?
Right.
Hey, anybody got any ideas for Thanksgiving outside of your traditional turkey? Hey guys, what is everybody doing the Wednesday before Thanksgiving?
Get ready for that Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
What's going on tonight? Anyone got any specials?
What's the best way to cook a turkey? Is there any dangers to deep
Any
frying a
bands
turkey?
playing anywhere that I should know about?
Who's open on Thanksgiving
Dear
night?
Lord, text somebody. Pick up a phone.
Trying to get away from the family. Who's open on Thanksgiving
Yeah,
Day?
yeah.
Oh, get ready, buddy.
Blame Al Gore, dude.
All aboard!
It's just a Book of Faces.
He's
just
the idiot that started all this
It's
green
not,
dollar
man.
stuff too.
It's not the Book of Faces.
face on there. Just pictures of your dog or your family. I don't care. Isn't it like today? I'm the king of national whatever day. Isn't it
I'm
like
tired of
National
seeing
Dog
pictures
Day?
of people's dogs.
Used
Isn't
to
it
write
National
letters,
Dog Day?
man. Hey, how you doing?
Everyone's gonna complain no matter what you put on there.
My God, I didn't even mean to come this hot. Like right before we go to air, I'd look at Serge. I'm like, hey, did you see this post? And he's like, no. And I'm like, I'll find it. And as soon as I read it again, I'm like, God.
I mocked somebody on Snapchat for filming a whole damn concert in their shaky Blair Witch
yeah,
hand
and you got
while
the
they're
business.
singing, and I got the business back for posting a cooking video.
Got
You
the
know what?
business.
I'm never gonna say another word again. If you want to record an entire concert, the entire thing, you can barely hear your favorite songs because you're singing over the top of it. Your hand is shaking like
Was
Michael
it the
J.
Goo Goo
Fox
Dolls?
in a
Of course,
parking
it was the
meter.
Goo Goo Dolls.
It's every concert, T-Ray. It's not just the Goo Goo Dolls. That's just the most recent.
Name 3 Goo Goo Dolls songs right now, T-Ray.
They all suck.
There's one. No, I don't know. Name 3.
Iris. Name.
Iris is in a movie.
I couldn't sing.
Oh, that's all I got.
I couldn't even sing
Oh,
that
name?
song.
Yeah.
That's the
Sing
name of the
Iris.
song.
How's
I'll
Iris
tell
go?
you. I don't know, dude.
See?
It was in
Because
a
they all
movie.
suck.
I know it was in a
No,
movie.
I heard,
Iris was in a movie.
you know, I don't care. I heard the concert was fantastic. That's great.
Good for them.
All I was doing was jumping on, like, teasing, making a point on
Yeah.
your shaky videos. Hey, if you have a steady hand and you have a really good front row view and nobody's talking and you're doing a quality video, cool. But nobody wants to see. Same as in your car when your favorite song comes on. Nobody wants to see your hand bouncing as you're trying to film your dashboard
That's my
of what's on the
jam.
radio.
That's my jam.
Wednesday morning feels.
This is real. Huh? The struggle is real.
God, what else could I get on? Hey,
Dude,
by the way,
when I broke my phone, it disconnected me from Snapchat.
Yeah.
And I seriously don't miss it.
You know, here's the other thing.
I don't.
I know we're big.
Your wife's just as bad, T-Roy.
I love it. I
Oh,
love
dude,
the
she's
idea.
the worst.
Filming your dance parties.
Well, she films me sleeping. She's an a-hole. That's abuse, Amy. It's mental abuse.
And on top of it, it's okay. You guys can do a Facebook Live video without saying, "Hey, Facebook." It's not
Hey,
okay.
Facebook,
Google.
Jay Foster here.
It just doesn't. Yeah, you don't have to say.
They're
"Hey,
on
Facebook."
your Facebook page, ding dong. You don't have to say who your name is.
So, like how
I think it's great.
Remember how it used to say for your status update,
Yeah.
it would say Jay Foster is feeling.
Yeah.
And then you fill in the blanks.
Poopy.
So now if
Nah,
you go
don't
back
feel
to
poopy.
like memories or timeline updates, whatever, time hop, whatever you want to say, now it takes out the is feeling and it'll just say Jay Foster hungry.
Yeah.
Can we do like
it
this?
updated?
Like T-Roy's feeling this?
Hey,
Yeah.
Facebook. No.
Oh, all right.
Hey, everybody on Facebook. No, it's not everybody. It's not. It's your followers. That's how it works.
Oh, I know. That's the other thing.
Yeah. All right.
Facebook's
I'm
only
not
it's
upset.
only good as it. Yeah.
All right.
I find it funny now that like the people that were all for Zuckerberg, the people that he was all for, like he protected and voted for, are all now going after him. I think it's great.
What do you mean?
Well, just that party, they would eat their young if they had half the chance.
Oh, well, yeah, we talked a little bit about that this morning. Anyway,
My aunt used to call it snap crack.
snap crack.
Crack face,
Yeah. Well,
crack book,
I
face
just
crack,
do the
face
I,
crack. I've heard
I
them
just
all,
do the
yeah.
old thing to just drive people nuts and just throw the in front of everything.
Right.
Because the younger people, what?
Yeah,
Usually
the MySpace, the
MySpace,
Facebook.
the Facebook, yeah. Hey, Facebook, I'm live. No, I know you are.
No, do it right. Hey, Facebook, Jay Foster here.
Hey,
We're live.
Facebook, Jay Foster
Even
here.
though it already
Coming live,
prompted
it's not live
everybody, all of
anymore.
your followers, it already prompted them and it said Jay Foster is live.
Yeah.
So it already did all that for you. It kind of takes the guesswork out of what you're doing.
And then we're gonna.
Yeah,
Oh, T-Roy.
What's up, bro?
Anyway, all right, listen. We had the college football playoffs last night. You were a little bit off, T-Roy, about the top four.
Yeah, whatever. I got
Spygate.
Clemson right at 3.
Spygate is a thing. Spygate 2.0, the MLB version.
Which they won't even get in trouble like they did in the NFL.
They will not get into. All right, real quick.
No
let's-
trouble
you wanna
happened.
get it? I'll talk to you about
Like
it real
Easer Ace
fast.
touched on this last night on Twitter. He's like, "What are we even worried about?"
There's
Nothing's
nothing to
gonna
worry
happen.
about. There is absolutely nothing to worry about. All right, the Houston Astros apparently used a camera to help steal signs during the 2017 championship season. Mike Fiers and 3 others unnamed former Astros told The Athletic. By the way, why are they mad at the Astros now? Why did they wait 2 years? I don't
Because
know.
they got dumped, released, right?
So this is how it worked. A feed from the camera in center field, fixed on the opposing catcher's signs, was hooked up to a television monitor that was placed in a tunnel that runs between the dugout and the clubhouse. Team employees and players would watch the screen during the game and try to decode the signs. Sitting opposite the screen, near like massage tables and all these other tables in the wide hallway. When the onlookers believed they had decoded the signs, the expected pitch would be communicated via a loud noise, specifically banging on a trash can, which sat in the tunnel. This is not anything new. Apparently, the Yankees said the same thing about whistling during this year's American League
It's
Championship
like
Series.
Morse code for
Yeah.
tipping pitches.
Yeah. While it's not illegal to steal signs, which we've talked about, my 10-year-olds are not
Jay
getting
did it.
punked. I'm not getting, and Tyson told us
Jay
it was
did
okay.
it.
There are rules against using technology for an advantage. If you go back to what was the Red Sox, they used the Apple Watch.
What do you mean the Apple Watch?
They did sign stealing using the Apple Watch. They were sending text messages using their Apple Watch into the dugout. This was like 2 or 3 years ago. So,
Hey man, if you're smart enough to use technology to cheat, I'm all for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't find this offensive at all.
The Astros have been accused of clapping in the dugout when they stole signs. This year's the Yankees said there was whistling to do the same. This isn't a big deal. Here's the most that can happen. The absolute most. The maximum that can happen. Fine $2 million.
Ooh.
Yesterday we talked about if you had enough money, how much you would pay for whatever franchise. It didn't matter if it was a NFL or whatever else. $2 million, you own a franchise, would you pay $2 million for a championship?
Yep.
Would you pay $2 million for a championship, Serge?
No.
You would not? In a heartbeat, you'd pay $2 million.
Oh, me personally?
Yeah, if you owned it. If
I owned him, yeah.
Yeah. So if they fine him $2 million,
I ain't got it, Jay.
no, I don't have it either. But if you're the owner, yeah, that's the maximum they can do. What this looks like, though, is that Astros say regarding the story posted in the Athletic earlier today. This was the statement they released yesterday. The Houston Astros organization has begun an investigation in cooperation with Major League Baseball. Read that we're not cooperating at all. Anyway, it would not be appropriate to comment further on this matter at this time. Couple things. the best team in baseball. They were the best team in baseball in 2017. They cheated, or they were the best team in baseball because they cheated. Either way, $2 million. It's nothing. It honestly means nothing to them.
Yeah.
And from now, what are they going to do? I mean, it's a big deal for. I don't even know why it's a big deal. I really don't know why it's a big deal. I mean, I know they use technology. They're not supposed to do it, but this shouldn't be anything that I think blows up headlines, Mike fires, or anything like that. It doesn't look good, but no one's going to. They can't take away 2017. They're not going to ban those
Christmas
players.
or their birthday.
They're not going to ban players for it.
Right.
You can't You can't find 8 men out. You can't
This
find
isn't like
guys that
Deflategate.
no. So that's we're out in Spygate, and if this is really a case that this really truly happened, did the Astros not think it was going to happen? Like the other former players? I mean, do they think that every person who's no longer on the team that's either released and or traded is not going to be a little bitter?
That's why That's why they did it.
They're
not going to get in trouble.
He'll have no fury like a woman scoring for Sega, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the line from Mallrats.
For Sega.
It's a Mallrats, but
I know.
I mean,
so funny to this day.
It's a matter of it's going to come out. It's just a matter of when, right?
Yeah.
So, like you said, it doesn't matter. It's $2 million. Okay. Hey, we'll look into it. Someone will fall on the sword, like the assistant GM had to after his comments, and also, and I know
they'll probably just blame it on him. He's the one in charge of all that.
Yeah.
He's already
Why
gone.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And whoever the PR person who right away said like this, this person's a liar, even though they're like, no, it really happened. Someone's gonna fall on the sword, and like you're right. Why wouldn't you just do it? That was under his watch. Yeah. All media, everything was under his watch. The assistant GM, so he's not here anymore.
Yep.
And it's all taken care of.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not practicing that anymore. We're stealing them another way.
Yeah, they're stealing signs. Of course they are. Good for them. I mean, it's just a matter of how they're relaying them and technology. I mean, it's part of the game.
At the same time, I mean, they've been stealing signs for years. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I mean, Tyson was right here. It's a matter of a guy on second base, whether he uses his right index finger on his knee or anything else, or taps a hat, for a curve, or stands up a little bit differently. Yeah. It's all little things. But the thing is, using technology is where it's at. And if you're Major League Baseball, if you're anything, dear Lord, if you're anything and you don't think people are figuring out ways to use technology to their advantage, you're just dumb, right?
Well, and if you're not trying to use technology to your advantage, you're dumb.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't think people are using it to get an advantage, you're dumb. And if you're not using it, you're dumb.
Yeah. All right. College football playoff rankings are in.
Yeah.
LSU's the number 1.
Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, Georgia 4.
Georgia's 4.
Do they have a date with Bama still?
No. Only if they would see each other in the SEC championship, which I don't think.
So right now, who would see each other in the SEC championship?
LSU, Georgia. Yeah, LSU, Georgia. So Georgia's probably gonna get knocked out because they'll have 2 losses.
So they literally left Bama out so Bama could get back in, no matter what.
Probably. But you still have Oregon, Utah, and you have Oregon at 6, Utah at 7, right?
And
Minnesota's at 8, Penn State's at 9, Oklahoma at 10. Penn State's still got.
What I'm saying, if Ohio State, we assume more than likely is going to win out.
Yes.
But if they lose to Minnesota, Minnesota would be in.
Yes.
Well,
if Minnesota runs the table,
Minnesota runs the table, they're in.
They're in, yeah.
All right, but let me ask you this: so if they run the table, they're in.
Okay.
LSU beats Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Clemson probably runs the table because they don't play anybody.
Yes.
So who's in then over Bama or Ohio State?
That's a good question.
So would it be a 2 Big Ten team or a 2 SEC team?
I think it would be Ohio State.
Or is it Oregon?
But Ohio
they now have a conference championship out there too, right?
Yeah. Ohio State, though, the loss would be in their conference championship to a team that's in there, where Alabama, not in their own conference championship. So, I think you might be right. I think it is setting up just to be like, we didn't have Alabama in it, but they got them on the outside looking in.
Well, that's kind of what I'm going at here. It's basically shaping up. It's every time it's shaping up always to be two teams from the SEC because they. I don't know how they get away with it.
Well, how they get away with it is because it's on ESPN. ESPN has an agreement with the SEC championship, SEC network, and the whole top 25 thing is presented by Chick-fil-A, which is deep in SEC country. So that's how, if you really want to know.
All right.
How that all works out. Last night, 25-point underdog Evansville shocked the number 1 Kentucky Wildcats 67-64.
They did. How about them Aces?
Marking the first time in the John Calipari era that the Wildcats have lost at Rupp Arena to a non-Power 5 team.
Suck it, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Calipari.
That's right.
First he lost out on Wiseman.
Second week in a row that a number 1 goes down. So let's see. This is the first time since 2013 that an AP number 1 loses at home to an unranked non-conference visitor. So the last time that happened was 2013. North Carolina was unranked at the time at Michigan State. It also happened in 2003, almost 10 years earlier. Maryland, unranked at the time, beat Florida. And then a few times in the 90s as well as the 80s. So, all right. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Cody Goodwin of the Des Moines Register. We're going to get behind enemy lines, talk about West Des Moines Valley versus Bettendorf Class 4A, and we're going to talk a little bit about the high school wrestling season upcoming.
All right, everybody. Oscar's Pub is bringing him back. That's right. Backed by popular demand, Pat McGurdy is coming back to Oscar's December 13th live from 8 to 10:30. It's going to be a great Christmas celebration at Oscar's that day. We're going to have raffle tickets to get prizes from Santa. And if you bring in a toy for Toys for Tots, we're going to team up with them. You're going to get your first drink free. That's right. That is December 13th. The Christmas party at Oscar's Pub featuring Pat McGurdy live, 8 to 10:30, a Santa Claus giveaway, and a toy drive for our friends in the Marine Corps and Toys for Tots.
This is Brian Rothenberger, radio guy for the Quad City Storm. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
When the soil around your foundation shifts, it can cause serious problems for your home, including bowing, leaning, or cracked basement walls. Helitech's patented wall anchoring system will provide a permanent solution for bowing basement walls and will get the job done right the first time. For basement wall repair, trust Helitech, your hometown foundation repair contractor for over 30 years. Soil constantly expands and contracts, putting pressure against your foundation, causing it to bow or crack. Helitech is the area's only contractor that uses AB Chance, an American-made wall anchoring system to provide a permanent solution for bowing or cracked foundation walls. Helitech proudly services Central Illinois, the Quad Cities, Central Missouri, Southern Illinois, Southeast Missouri, Western Kentucky, and the greater St. Louis region. When it comes to basement cracks, don't ignore the problem. Trust Helitech to heal your home. Give yourself peace of mind knowing they will find the root of the problem, the solution, and heal it for a lifetime.
Heal your home with Helitech.
If you're running a business, how much should you invest in retaining your employees? First Midwest Bank has ideas. In today's tight labor market, keeping your employees is more important than ever. A First Midwest banker can help you determine what type of 401k plan to offer. At First Midwest Bank, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com.
It's another huge week for sports teams at Augustana College. The football squad welcomes Carroll for Senior Day, Saturday the 9th at 1. Then we turn to basketball. The women host the Hyatt Place tournament Friday night and Saturday afternoon. The men's squad plays host to national champion UW Oshkosh at 7 Saturday night. Then it's games against Alma and Calvin. For game times, locations, and more information, visit augustana.edu. Augustana College, a family-friendly front row seat to big-time small college sports.
From his hit TV show, The Carbonaro Effect, magician Michael Carbonaro is coming to Quad Cities for an electrifying live performance that families nationwide cannot stop talking about. All ages welcome, Friday, April 10th, Rhythm City Casino Resort. Reserve seats on sale now at rhythmcitycasino.com. Don't miss out on your chance to feel the effect of Michael Carbonaro live.
Believers, you can close your eyes.
Right now, Checkers and Rallies is offering 2 Big Bufords for just $7. Yes, this is real. You aren't dreaming. No need to pinch yourself. That's 2 juicy, stacked with all the fixings Big Bufords for $7 for real. When you take your first bite into the 2 hand-seasoned 100% beef patties on a toasted bakery-style bun, you'll see why it's such a classic. It's huge flavor in a burger that's just as big. 2 for $7 Big Bufords, only at Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
There are a lot of things you can tell Alexa. What she likes to hear the most? Alexa, play ESPN 1170. Enable the skill and listen anywhere to the Quad Cities sports leader.
All right, everybody, we're back here in the Hassle Castle. It's a Tuesday, and we're just having fun making fun of people off air, so it's great.
Yeah, you shouldn't make fun of people.
Yeah,
it should be
whatever.
nice. It's karma. Come back to get you
Whatevs.
somehow. It's not like that.
Talking about pierogies and whatnot, but those
It's not
fun
like.
to get the table
What's a
where it's
pierogi?
Oh dear Lord, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like
I
people.
can't hear Surge.
You're right because I hit the wrong thing. All right.
Hey, we got a phone call.
We got it's our friend Cody from the Des Moines Register. So
Do
we're
you
you
wanna
ready to
answer
go?
the phone?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer the phone. Do you ready to say hi?
No.
Yeah.
Hi, Cody. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey Cody, Jay Foster here.
Good God.
And
Cody, that's so much more funny if you were listening to the show.
Sergeant T-Roy here joining you.
Sergeant T-Roy in the studio. You're here, and you're live on ESPN 1170. Don't hassle us. We're local.
On Facebook Live.
And Facebook Live as well. Thank you so much for calling in and answering my message to you on Twitter. So what we want to talk to you about, obviously, is what's coming up in the Class 4A semifinals, Bettner versus West Des Moines Valley. You cover high school sports for the Des Moines Register, and as well as high school wrestling, not just high school wrestling, college as well. And we'll talk to that after we do a recap. But we like to go a little bit behind enemy lines, so to speak, and talk about it so the fans here in the eastern side of Iowa can understand the team that Bettendorf is going to be facing at 4 o'clock in the UNI Dome.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you? Where should we start?
Well, Valley's undefeated, ranked number 1 in Class 4A. Tell me about the weapons that they have on offense first.
Oh man, they got. I think for my money, hey, and I'm not a betting man. Now that that's a thing that I feel like I have to say, they've got. I think Valley has some of the best. I think they have the best collection of skill players, maybe of all the 4A teams, and that's I know that there's really talented players, obviously that for Bettendorf, for all the finalist teams with Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, and Dowling as well. But I mean, Valley, they've got just, they have a 2-headed monster in the backfield with Creighton Mitchell and Jaden Williams, both of whom have been able to break off huge runs. I mean, they've combined for over 2,000 yards rushing this season. They have an excellent collection of receivers in Jack Johnson, who I believe recently just announced his commitment to Iowa. Matthew Mahoney, another guy who is probably going to go play Division I ball somewhere. And then Ryan New, who's just an incredible athlete. And that doesn't even count, the quarterback, the guy they got slinging the ball, Braden Ketcher, who's a first-year starter, who has a very, very live arm. I mean, he threw a Hail Mary pass that sailed every bit of 65 yards in the air against Waukee in the quarterfinals. And then they have a bunch of other guys that can do a lot of things with, Jalen Crowell and Nate Wilcoxon and Nate Loescher and, Creighton Mitchell's a guy that, they don't use him as a receiving threat out of the backfield, but that's something that he can do. Same thing with Jaden Williams. Braden Ketcher's mobile. He's able to extend plays. You add that to an experienced, big offensive line, probably not as big as Cedar Rapids Kennedy, but still very big, very mobile. This is an offense that is dangerous. It can put up points in a hurry.
And on the opposite side, because the argument's going to be that Bettendorf can put up points in a hurry too, on the opposite side on defense, what's Valley look like?
Yeah, this is, I think, maybe the most interesting part of the semifinal matchup because you look at Valley's defense. I think is one of the best I've ever seen in the state.
Okay.
I shouldn't say ever seen, but they've got playmakers at every level. They've got a defensive line that's able to apply pressure but also contain if you got a quarterback that's mobile. I think they have probably the best secondary in 4A, which I know becomes more and more important when, it comes to teams throwing the ball. I think they got a pair of all-state, defensive backs in Drew Jurak and Trajan Thornton. And then they've got linebackers who can do a little bit of everything. Guys like Blake Underwood, Carson Shelton, Jake Coleman. They've got guys who can, they can rush the passer if they need it. They can play contain and play the run. It's a really sound defense with a lot of talent up and down the board. I know they haven't lost it all this year, but they've started slow in many of the games that I've seen them play, where they've maybe had to rally from an early deficit, whether that's first quarter, second quarter, whatever it may be, and that defense does a really good job of keeping that team in games when that happens.
So you sound high on Valley. Now, on the other side, I mean, there's still Dowling out there, and that's kind of the team, because of recency of fans around here, the team that we know in Eastern Iowa more. So for fans here, they're probably, they look more at like Dowling. Like Dowling is the team to beat, but Valley sounds really, really good.
Oh, this is probably one of the best Valley teams that they've had, under head coach Gary Swenson, at least the best since 2016. And you'll remember that was, I believe, Rocky Lombardi's senior year.
Yeah.
I think this team is probably on par with that. And, if you're going off of results, they've clearly taken a step that team did not take by getting back to the Unidome. This is, the Tigers' first trip back since 2015. I know I sound really high on Valley because it's just, they've been kind of the team in Central Iowa ever since week 2 when they knocked off Dowling. But, you make a pretty good point that, Dowling is the team that most teams know around the state. And, even though Valley beat them in week 2, 29-22, that was a thrilling game. I would still consider the Maroons the team to beat. So that was, I know you guys are probably more focused on the Bettendorf-Valley matchup, but I'm definitely going to have my eyes on both of those games on Friday night.
Well, of course, and that's what I was going to ask you about, because you brought up Valley getting there. Valley has had their share of, and we still follow even stuff in the CIML here in Eastern Iowa. Valley's had their share of victories during the regular season, but it seems like they've either run into like an Ankeny or a Dowling in the playoffs. And Dowling just, it doesn't matter to them that they lose a regular season game or a district game. They care more about getting to the dome and bringing home the hardware. So 29-22 victory over Dowling. The mutual opponent that Bettendorf and Valley have is Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Kennedy beat Bettendorf, and Valley beat Cedar Rapids Kennedy 28-14. So you go by mutual opponent. It looks like Valley's not only is Valley the number one team, but by mutual opponent, if A is better than B and B is better than C, then A has to be better than C, right?
Yeah, no, but I think this game is going to be so interesting because I think both Kennedy and Bettendorf and as well as Valley and Dowling, all these teams get better as the season goes along, right? That's why they're able to win the games and get to the Unidome. The thing that really intrigues me, I think, the most about this Valley-Bettendorf game is going to be the play of the quarterback. Obviously, Harrison Bayboui has been incredible, and I'm really excited to get to see him live.
Yep.
I fully believe that he's going to end up hitting 2,000 yards this season if he hasn't already. I think he's close, not quite there yet. But, Valley's defense is obviously going to keep – how many yards?
He's probably like 47 away, I think, if I saw that number
he's
right.
really close.
He's good, right?
Yeah,
so,
he's good.
Valley's defense is going to key in on Baybui's. And so, can he get going? And if he can't, can quarterback Joe Byrne make a play? And, if you'd have asked me that a few weeks ago, I think I would have maybe had my doubts. But then you look at last week's game against Cedar Falls, and Joe Byrne stepped up and made plays, man. And that was a rematch in the regular season that Cedar Falls won. And, Joe Byrne, he's not going to light you up. He only threw for 112 yards last week, but it was enough to kind of, make Cedar Falls maybe reset their defense, and it opened up a handful more holes for Bayboui, who, almost ran for 200 yards last week. If he can do that again, this could be a really, really intriguing game. And I think Valley's defense might position itself so that they kind of challenge Joe Byrne to beat him. And until he does, they're going to focus in on trying to stop Bayboui, which I think is probably the right way to go about things.
Cody, again, for the people that are listening out there, give me a few names, the names you've already mentioned for their offensive weapons, just so that people, the Bettendorf fans, know, in case they're not going to the game, they watch it on television, that they hear that Valley is going to have some of their offensive weapons again.
Absolutely, yeah. So Braden Ketcher's the quarterback. It kind of runs through him. He's a guy that's not going to light you up, but he's got a really strong arm. He's able to kind of, leave the pocket and extend plays. He's definitely a second-half guy over a first-half guy. That said, I think the offensive superstar is probably Creighton Mitchell. This is a dude that's going to go play Division I ball. I know he's got a North Dakota offer on the table, but I know that Iowa State and Iowa are starting to creep in because of the season that he's had. He has almost 1,300 yards rushing, 19 touchdowns at 10.4 a pop. This dude's the real deal, and when he gets rolling, Valley's really hard to stop. The other guy in the backfield I think people need to keep an eye on is Jaden Williams. It's a nice change of pace back, very speedy. He's also averaging close to 8 yards a carry. I think he has, almost 800, maybe almost 900 yards rushing this year, and he's got 9 touchdowns as well. So I know Valley is a run-first team. They're going to try and run the ball all game long, and they're one of those teams that they're going to kind of wear you down, and these running backs are going to take off in the second half if they're able to get what they want.
So, all right. They're a run-first team. Obviously, Bettendorf with Harrison Bayboui, and you talked about almost 2,000 yards, and T-Roy's right. He's at 1,960, 1,960 yards, and they're a run-first team. You did say at the beginning you're not a betting man, so this makes it even better. What would you put a line on this game? And I know it's weird to say a high school team, but last week I gave Cedar Falls -3, but I said to bet the money line on Bettendorf. I really felt confident Bettendorf was going to get the rematch. I have a number in my head where I would put the line at and the over-under, but what would you put the line at?
I'd probably put the line at Valley -6. That probably sounds about right because once you get to the Unidome, anything can happen, right?
Yeah. I had -7, so we're you and I are paddling in the same boat, and I think the over/under is right around. I think probably 51.5. Sounds like a good.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. All right, Cody. Thank you for talking to us about that, but also you do great work covering wrestling, and we are a very wrestling-friendly show here, and you do a good job covering the entire state of Iowa and also for college wrestling as well. We just had a signing in Eli Lloyd from Pleasant Valley. He went to Indian Hills. He signed with Indian Hills Community College. Am I reading this right? Is that their first signee? Is this a new program?
I believe he's the first to at least make it public.
Okay.
Because this was a program that was announced in September. They're adding both men's and women's programs, and they're going to start wrestling next year. So if he's not the first, if Eli Lloyd is not the first, he's got to be the second maybe, and they just haven't announced the first. But he was the first one that I saw, which, hey, man, good for him. That's a really cool opportunity, and I think it could, perhaps jumpstart something really cool into the future as well.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Cody, I got to ask you, jokingly, though, Jay comes out with preseason rankings for the wrestlers, and he got in a lot of trouble last year. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever, messed up your rankings and had parents really get on your case?
See, I'm really smart, and I don't do rankings. Anybody who does rankings opens them up to they subject themselves to a bunch of reactions. And hey, I give a lot of credit to the guys that do rankings in the state of Iowa and even nationally as well, because that is a tough job to do. And I would rather do a bunch of other things, but you catch grief every now and again when you put yourself out in the public, and I'm sure you guys know how that works as well. Just being on a radio station, people are going to listen and they're going to disagree and they're going to let you know about it sometimes.
And I think the weird thing about rankings is when you put yourself out there enough to say, hey, send me anything you've got, any information, as far as even youth coaches all the way up to high school coaches or ADs and parents, and no one sends anything, and then you make a ranking. And we've never had any type of feedback until you make a ranking around here in the Quad Cities and don't put a kid at number 4 who you put him at 5 instead of 4, and it's incredible.
They don't seem to get so mad about my NFL power rankings, so.
But, yeah. So Cody, give me 3. I asked you this: 3 storylines for wrestling to paying attention to. Because I honestly, the one thing I don't know, I haven't done enough research going into the season. Do we have any 4-timers on the table, or is there any stories to be watching for high school wrestling in the state of Iowa this year?
Oh yeah, man. The very first one I thought of was there's 2 potential 4-time state champs that are going to be competing this year. One, Adam Allard from West Sioux. He's going to probably wrestle around 126, 132. That's in Class 1A. And then Lisbon's Cale Happel. That name might sound familiar.
Yeah, Carter's brother. Yep.
Yep. So he's going to go for 4, try and add another state title to that family name. And the really cool thing about this story is that both of these guys are wrestling different weights, and they're both committed to wrestle at Northern Iowa.
Okay.
So hey, heck of a job for head coach Doug Schwab and the Panther train up there snagging these 2 guys. So that's a really cool deal. That's probably the big storyline of the high school season. I think the other two are probably, I think the team race in both 3A and 1A are going to be really, really intriguing this year because you kind of have a set of superpowers in both classes, right? In 3A, you've got Waverly, Shell Rock, Fort Dodge, and Southeast Polk, who I think are kind of the front runners in terms of team race there. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see those teams kind of go back and forth. I know Fort Dodge and Southeast Polk are both in the CIML, so they're going to see each other quite a bit this season. Waverly, I'm sure they'll cross paths at some point, and in some of these tougher competitions, they'll get to see the Go-Hawks a little bit. And then in 1A, man, I am really excited about this team race because you got teams like Don Bosco, Lisbon, like the traditional superpowers.
Yeah.
You throw Denver in that mix as well. But then you've also got West Sioux, who has kind of come on in recent years, and they've really put a really nice team together. And then also Underwood. I think that's a team that people maybe need to keep an eye on. They're going to have a really, really salty lineup this year, and I think that's a team that could put as many as 4 or 5 guys in the state finals come February. So really excited about those team races. And then I think, a third storyline this year, I think, is that we talked a lot last season about the tremendous freshman class. Now those guys are sophomores, and I think even more of them could win state titles this year. So I think, there's a lot of conversation going on about whether, the 2022 class is maybe one of the best classes that Iowa's ever seen at the high school level. I think they could maybe take a step forward this year and kind of cement their spot as, perhaps one of the most talented classes that the state of Iowa's ever seen. I'm really excited to see those guys go at it.
I do have to mention Class 3A. Bettendorf will be pretty strong this year.
I'm excited to see them too. That's between them, Waukee, there's a handful of other teams that I think are just below the top 3. And Bettendorf's one of them, man. I know they host the Midwest Shootout every year, and they try to, they put their schedule together in such a way that they try to see some other top teams. So I'm really excited to get eyes on them this year. I know they got some really tough dudes coming back.
Cody, how long have you been covering wrestling for the Des Moines Register?
So this will be my 3rd wrestling season at the Register. And then before then, I was at the Ames Tribune where I covered a little bit of wrestling here and there. And then before then, I went to Iowa where I covered the Iowa wrestling team for the Daily Iowa and the student newspaper out there for 4 years.
Off the top of your head, best high school wrestler in Iowa you've ever seen?
Best high school wrestler in Iowa I've ever seen. Since I've been at the Register or just ever?
Just ever that you would say, yeah.
Who? Maybe it's recency bias, but I think Drake Ayala is absolutely at the top of that list.
Okay.
Fort Dodge is going to be a junior this year. Probably going to be one of the more sought-after recruits in the 2021 class. 2-time freestyle national champ at the cadet and junior level. That dude just has all the tools, and he's a great kid as well. So he's probably up there, which is weird to say because he's got 2 years left.
Yeah.
So, but I think, my freshman year in college, I know that I got to see Corey Clark last year, and, him and I are similar ages. So I actually followed him loosely, as he kind of went through his Iowa high school career. I know he was really fun to watch. Probably throw Carter Happel in that mix as well. But Kale is kind of, trending along similar lines there.
Yeah.
But, putting me on the spot, I'd probably have to go Drake Ayala, but, inches ahead of maybe some of these other superstars.
No, that's great. It's great. Cody, thank you so much for your time. We will definitely check back in with you. The season starts for wrestling November 18th, but this Friday, you're going to be up at the Dome, right?
I will be at the Unidome all Friday night catching all the 4A semifinals, and then I'll actually be in Iowa City on Sunday because they have their home opener against UT Chattanooga.
That's right. Where can people follow you on Twitter?
Yeah, just give me a follow on Twitter at Cody Goodwin, and you can check out all our work at DesMoinesRegister.com.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Cody.
I will check in with you again. We'll talk as the season goes on. Thanks, Cody.
Sounds awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep, thank you. All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got some more things to talk about. Preferably not how to do Facebook Live, but who knows?
We'll never
who knows
know
what we're going to talk about. Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Make all your Sundays fun days at Pines for those $2.50 20-ounce domestic drafts, $3 you call it, and NFL Sunday ticket. That's right. Come watch your favorite team play every Sunday at Pines. And remember, Monday through Friday, Pines offers complimentary Vans Pizza. Hey, Jay, looking pretty good. That's right. 5 o'clock, you can get that hot and fresh Vans Pizza and wash it down with some of that cold beer at Pines. 5268 Utica Ridge Road.
You want me to tell you a story?
Yeah.
A true story, by the way?
Yeah.
I was at Pints for happy hour.
Yeah.
And I was by myself.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, be right back. I got to go make this phone call. And as I walked away, I heard, Jay, you're so good looking.
Yep.
And I looked at the bartender and I said, hey. Did you just say I'm good looking? She said, no. I said, all right. Took a couple more steps. Said, Jay, man, you're so good looking. And I turned around and said, hey, I heard you. Stop saying I'm good looking. And the bartender said, I didn't say anything to you. Get over yourself. And I said, well, if you didn't say I'm good looking, and I didn't say it to myself, which because I only do that first, I do that first thing in the morning when I look in the mirror, and I didn't say it. Who just said I was so good looking? She said, oh, it's the pizza from Vans. It's complimentary.
Yeah, Jay.
All right, we'll be back in a second.
Joke.
Take
us to commercial
Facebook comment threads will be blowing up after this.
Yeah.
After this. All right, take us to break. Take us to break.
Stars, you're listening to Don't Hassle Us for Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
When storm damage hits, All Major Restorations is your insurance claim specialist. Loose or missing shingles, dented siding, or damaged windows. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities works with your insurance company, making the process quick and easy. The insurance company has people fighting for them. Let All Major Restorations work for you. Residential, commercial, and industrial. There's a reason they have an A+ accredited Better Business Bureau rating. Storm damage estimates are always free. Visit amrestorations.com. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities.
When the soil around your foundation shifts, it can cause serious problems for your home, including bowing, leaning, or cracked basement walls. Helitech's patented wall anchoring system will provide a permanent solution for bowing basement walls and will get the job done right the first time. For basement wall repair, trust Helitech, your hometown foundation repair contractor for over 30 years. Soil constantly expands and contracts, putting pressure against your foundation, causing it to bow or crack. Helitech is the area's only contractor that uses AB Chance, an American-made wall anchoring system to provide a permanent solution for bowing or cracked foundation walls. Helitech proudly services Central Illinois, the Quad Cities, Central Missouri, Southern Illinois, Southeast Missouri, Western Kentucky, and the greater St. Louis region. When it comes to basement cracks, don't ignore the problem. Trust Helitech to heal your home. Give yourself peace of mind knowing they will find the root of the problem, the solution, and heal it for a lifetime.
Heal your home with Helitech.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
From his hit TV show, The Carbonaro Effect, magician Michael Carbonaro is coming to Quad Cities for an electrifying live performance that families nationwide cannot stop talking about. All ages welcome, Friday, April 10th, Rhythm City Casino Resort. Reserve seats on sale now at rhythmcitycasino.com. Don't miss out on your chance to feel the effect of Michael Carbonaro live.
Believers, you can close your eyes.
If you're running a business, how much should you invest in retaining your employees? First Midwest Bank has ideas. In today's tight labor market, keeping your employees is more important than ever. A First Midwest banker can help you determine what type of 401k plan to offer. At First Midwest Bank, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com.
It's another huge week for sports teams at Augustana College. The football squad welcomes Carroll for Senior Day, Saturday the 9th at 1. Then we turn to basketball. The women host the Hyatt Place tournament Friday night and Saturday afternoon. The men's squad plays host to national champion UW Oshkosh at 7 Saturday night. Then it's games against Alma and Calvin. For game times, locations, and more information, visit augustana.edu. Augustana College, a family-friendly front row seat to big-time small college sports.
Cubs and Bears and local talk. You found it. Your home of the only local sports talk show in the Quad Cities. Don't hassle us. We're local. Noon to 2 on the Quad Cities Sports Leader. ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, we're back here in the Hassle Castle.
Hey, Facebook!
Hey, I wanted to put in that Tony McAllister said best wrestler ever. Eric Juergens. Jay said legit.
Mine is, we asked Cody, and thanks to Cody Goodwin from the Des Moines Register for calling in, talking to us, giving us a little bit of a sneak peek to the West Des Moines Valley Bettendorf game that's happening at 4 o'clock on Friday. You can watch that or go to the game at the Dome. But thanks for Cody, and then we talked a little bit of high school wrestling. The best high school wrestler I ever saw was Jay Borchell.
Yeah,
And-
Jay, they said to stop letting your son write your material.
Oh, my complimentary joke? That's a good joke. That's just good
I
old-fashioned
got one for
humor.
you, Jay.
What's up?
What do you call your son with no legs?
I don't know.
Ground beef.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or
'Cause his
anything you want
nickname's
to.
Beef. Yeah, his nickname's Beef. All right, well, this will
What
make
do you
it...
call a dog with no rear legs?
Sparky.
Yep.
And steel.
Steel balls.
Yeah.
No one would name their dog Steel Balls.
No.
What?
If your dog had steel balls and no hind legs, you call him Sparky.
What dog would have...
But that's
It'd be a
your
robot.
But that's your nickname, so
Not
I
my
wouldn't want to
nickname.
steal it.
Anyway,
Does
speaking
love Sparky.
of Facebook Live and things, and thank you all for listening out there, not just watching and listening on Facebook
Sturge
Live.
T. Roy
but
and Jay here.
ESPN 1170 AM.
And Andy with an eye.
We had so much
I'm
fun
here.
yesterday talking about Disney Plus.
Oh boy!
That we had to bring in Andy with an
That
eye.
was a terrible Mickey Mouse impression.
From B100.
She's the only Andy anymore, so we
Bring
don't,
it
have
on.
to, we don't have to describe her as Andy with
We
an
had to
eye.
bring Andy in
Just
from
Andy.
B100, talk to her about Disney Plus. It's up and running. I saw nobody.
It is?
Nobody got upset anymore.
Get out of town.
Well, if you have Verizon, you get it for free. I guess I don't know.
For a year. Get it for free
Act like
for a
you
year.
haven't heard or you don't know all the details on it.
I do know that if you have Verizon, you
There.
get it free for a year.
Seems like
I mean,
that's
I mean, I
shady.
guess it's up and running.
Why would Disney doesn't? Wait a minute.
I don't have the Disney Plus app. I would tell you guys if I had it. I don't.
I just want you to call it the Disney Plus from now on.
Disney Plus.
The Disney Plus.
Yeah, the Disney Plus.
We are on the Facebook Live.
Right.
Yeah, so we brought in Andy. Andy's got the Disney Plus. Don't ask her for her password, though.
Don't do it. I'm not going to give it to you. I gave it to my parents, and even then I was like,
Yeah.
What if we were dating for 3 months?
no.
Oh, what is that? What is?
6 months?
Hold on a second. Yeah, when do you share your
Upon move-in only or before?
Yeah.
Upon move-in only.
Yeah, probably.
If we'd been dating for a year, we just had separate places.
Maybe.
All right.
You wouldn't share your Netflix password?
Well, see, I'm someone who is like using someone else's Netflix password, but it's like a
They're
friend.
gonna get you on that,
so
right?
it's like if it's a friend, like I also shared my password with my best friend. Don't tell Disney because apparently they're cracking down on this.
Oh,
so
they
like,
are they?
Yeah,
They
they're supposed to be like really on top of it,
How
but
can they do that? They're not going to do that.
They didn't. They're
They're going to make you register your devices.
They're like, you know what I'm saying? They're threatening. They would have already known by now. They'd already figured this out.
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But they also crashed on their first day, so Disney's not always super prepared.
Yeah.
I love them though. I love
It was
the
up
mouse.
and going for me last night. I watched Mandalorian.
How was it?
All right, for
Epic.
everybody out there, spoilers are coming. Don't care. I'm very, very happy that the Disney Plus is doing episodic TV of their main show, the one thing that everyone uses as the mask, so that they can watch Mary Poppins anytime they want
didn't
to.
watch Mary
I only
Poppins.
got it for Mandalorian.
It's Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Jay.
All
We're
right.
making fun of it just so you can make fun of it because you're masking your love too.
I don't know anything about this, but I
Maybe
am
he's trying
happy
to say midi-chlorians.
He is. He's
Okay.
trying to make fun of both.
Okay.
That's what he's doing.
I am happy that they're making this
Something's wrong with his midichlorians.
episodic television. So is this only coming out every Tuesday? For
I guess.
You-
I mean,
you only
I
got
went
one
on,
episode,
I
though.
went on thinking I was going to be able to like binge watch this for a little
No.
while, and it was one episode, but it was pretty epic.
They're doing that with a couple shows on there. A couple you're going to be able to binge, and then a couple they're doing episodically.
I still don't know the dude's name yet, though. I can't figure out what his real name is.
it's something Fett. They're all last names Fett.
Really?
Yeah, those are only Mandalorians I know. Boba and Jango.
I think you're wrong.
Is it? No.
There was a bunch of them. Yeah, I think
No.
you're wrong. Yeah, you're wrong.
Name another
Yeah, because those were two
Mandalorian
related.
that you know of. They're all Fets.
Well, they
the
call
only
it-
two you know, so we have to.
No, well, it's not that. So anyway.
So they don't know it. They don't say his name. He's just the
No, they
Mandalorian
don't
right
say
now.
anything yet.
Correct. He's just
The
listening
one
to
guy-
the Mandalorian.
Wait, did
Yeah.
Boba Fett ever talk? Do they not talk?
Boba Fett talked.
What would he say?
A couple words. He's no good to be dead.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
See.
Now we're doing
It's great.
Star Wars trivia. Here.
But I mean, if Boba was a true Mandalorian like this Mandalorian, see, he basically put everybody in cryo freeze. What is that? Carbonite freezing.
Mm-hmm.
Frozen carbonite. Everybody he captured. So he should know that works pretty good.
It's got a hell of a cast in this one too.
Yeah, it had Nick Nolte in it.
Yeah, who is? All right, I gotta look it up now.
The guy from 48 Hours?
Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
Oh,
Jay.
Apollo's in it?
Yeah,
Apollo's in it.
Jay.
Bill Burr's
Who's
in it.
making fun of it now?
Apollo Creed. What is Apollo? What is his character's name?
He's hires out
Grief Karga.
What?
Grief Karga.
That's a dumb name.
No, it's not. It's a good name. Anyway,
Greef Karga here
he's
from The Mandalorian.
So all of the bounty hunters are part of a bounty hunter guild, and if you're part of the guild, then Carl's Weathers hands out the
Greef Karga.
the
You're listening to Don't Hassle Us We're Local.
Wait, is
Damn
there
Mandalorian bit my hand off.
is there only going to be 8 episodes of The Mandalorian?
8 weeks of this? All right.
I don't know.
8 weeks of recaps?
According to IMDb, it's only 8 episodes.
I can't believe you didn't watch this last night, Andy.
Yeah, I had other things I needed to watch.
On the Disney Plus app.
Of course. I had to go back and I had to go for like the throwback Disney Channel movies. I had to go for my childhood there. But I also did watch the Christmas movie that they have with Anna Kendrick.
And you're doing a review for that for
Yeah.
your B100 blog.
I
Everyone go
am
to
doing-
B100.com and read her blog. So what are the childhood movies that you're like, I gotta watch this again, that you haven't watched on disc or any other thing?
Brink and Motocrossed are like 2 of the top right there. Those were 2 Disney Channel movies from when I was growing up. They were great. They're about soul skating, rollerbladers, and about motocross people. And the main character in Motocross is named Andy. So like I've got a little bit of bias. But I also watched the Cheetah Girls 2. And
Oh my God.
yeah, I had to
Cheetah
go for
Girl.
the throwbacks, man. I also watched this new High School Musical series, which is it's a lot.
All right. Did you?
All right.
Do they have Pete's Dragon on there? The original?
I don't know.
That's the only one I want my
I
kids to
think
watch.
so.
They
They've got
don't
a
even
lot
have
of
all the Marvel
classics.
movies yet. Here's the deal.
They don't have any Spider-Man. Any Tom Holland Spider-Man. They have where he like appears. They have Civil War and whatever other one he was in that I can't remember.
All the new stuff's not coming for a while. Black Panther's not on there yet.
Because they're all licensed somewhere else right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just watch it on something else. I've
National
watched it on
Treasure is also
Netflix,
not
right?
on there.
Wait,
That's
who
awesome.
watched National Treasure? Who watches this?
Whoa!
With Nicolas Cage.
Whoa! What do you got against National Treasure?
I don't think Nicolas Cage any movie he's in
That
is
is
good
an
except for
excellent
Raising Arizona.
Piece of cinema.
Oh my gosh!
Like I don't
Jay.
think so. I don't think so. I
What
don't.
about Face Off?
Face
That was pretty good.
Off.
I'm not gonna lie about that. That was pretty good.
Face off.
Yeah.
Con Air, Snake Eyes.
I never saw Con Air.
60
Leaving
Never
Las
saw
Vegas.
Snake Eyes. Leaving Las
Gone
Vegas. I
in
know.
60
of.
Gone in
seconds?
60 seconds.
Never saw Gone in 60 Seconds. All these Nicolas Cage
Con
movies I'm out.
Air. Excellent.
Treasure
Why couldn't
Island.
you just put the bunny back in the box?
Is that
Treasure
what-
Island. No,
No, what was it
National
called?
Treasure.
National Treasure. Okay.
National Treasure 1 and 2,
Oh
with
my
the
God.
potential for a third. Jay,
Yeah,
Come
we
on,
still need to know
Jay.
what was
Gotta
on
get on
page.
Is
board
it-
with
that's
the
a
Disney
Disney
Plus.
movie?
Yeah.
Sure
Come on,
is.
Jay.
Don't give me. Come on. You guys watch no.
You- all the
I-
crappy
all the
TVs
crap
you
I
watch.
watch.
Best
And you're
treasure
gonna make
hunting
fun of
movies.
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, easily.
He stole the Declaration of Independence for you.
Yeah, dude. Saved it for you.
I think I saw that trailer. Yeah, something about the Declaration of Independence. Anyway,
He found the hole
my-
inside. He
it's
found
my-
the secret.
Isn't that also what's his name? John Voight? Isn't that Angelina
John
Jolie's
Voight, John
father?
Voight's in there,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Yes.
I like John
Yeah.
Voight. And
How does his daughter have a different name?
I don't know.
what?
It happens.
Yeah.
And
Emilio
then also,
Estevez's
isn't
dad
that,
is,
who's
you know-
who's his mother? Isn't it like Helen Mirren or something?
Helen Mirren is the mother. She's
God,
in 2.
all-star cast,
She's
Jay.
in Book of Secrets.
Yeah.
She's whose mother?
She's Nick Cage's mother.
Yeah.
Oh.
In National Treasure 2,
Ed
Book of
Harris
Secrets.
is in the second one.
Do you know who his
Book,
uncle is?
Book of Secrets.
You know who
We're,
Nicolas
we're,
Cage
we're,
uncle,
we're talking about
uncle?
we're talking about in the movie, but
No, who's his
Uncle.
uncle?
Francis Ford Coppola, man, Godfather himself.
That's why this guy's in movies. Just all right.
So The Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Mandalorian. So T-Roy, you really like this the show?
Yeah, everybody. If you watched, I think Monday Night Football, they did like a sneak peek of basically how the episode begins, or how the episode 1 begins, where he walks into a bar and some dude's like, "Hey, Mando, you spilled my beer," and he's calling him a Mando, you know, and then he ends up like kicking everybody's butt. And some dude gets cut in half with a door.
Sweet.
And then he captures his bounty. There was a bounty there, and he takes that dude, and then it's pretty cool.
Okay, but tell me about this like ending because I'm seeing people freaking out on the Twitters.
All right, so basically, he Carl Weathers tells him, you know, he's trying to find another bounty because he needs money or whatever, and Carl sends him off to like this secret. It's a hard to get bounty. He goes, here's where you got to go to find out what the bounty is, and go and blah blah blah. Walks in this room. Basically, there's a bunch of stormtroopers there, like they're security for some dude. So it's like after the Empire's fallen. So this is in between, like. Yeah, Jay. Anyway, but there's a bunch of stormtroopers there. Like,
I'm
hey,
trying
man,
to figure out when this is
we
set
still need
now.
a job. Yeah, it's set after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
So basically, everything's lawless right now. It's at least that's what I think.
Is this pre No, when is Rogue One set?
This is this is way after Rogue One.
Way after. Yeah, you're right.
This is pre The Force Awakens.
Okay, so we're in this nice middle ground.
Yeah,
okay.
but everything's a rogue thing because the Empire.
But is it
just
pre the prequels? Is it pre angsty Anakin?
No.
I don't know when things are happening. Oh no, because
you can't follow this stuff.
Yes, you can.
They started and they made a prequel and they made post ones and they made
So
prequels.
just pay attention. They gave you a really good.
I get it. Make a movie that one that was.
But anyway, so we all know that
when Darth Vader shows up,
Yoda was the last of his kind, correct?
Yeah,
when he died.
He's so old. Yeah.
So anyway, but they know
how old is he? Yeah.
Well, he's gone now, Jay.
Okay.
All right, don't be talking ill of the dead. All right, it's not nice. But anyway, he goes to find this bounty, and it's a life form. And when they find it, spoiler alert, it's a baby Yoda. So either it's like a Virgins in the Force or something else. So I don't know, man.
I've seen a picture of this baby Yoda on the socials, and it's
50 years old. He's only that big.
It's V creepy.
It's like Curious Case of Benjamin Buttons.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
He's 50 years old.
Well, they age very slow.
So is this trying to be like a setup to bring him back in Rise of Skywalker?
Who knows?
Is that the movie that's coming out?
Yeah, Rise
Next
of Skywalker.
month, right?
Yeah.
This whole thing is a setup for this.
Every little nerd's gonna want for Christmas this year a little baby Yoda, little stuffed baby Yoda.
You're right. You're so right.
T-Roy's totally gonna get one for Hazel and hope that she doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Dude, I got one for myself coming already. What are
That's
you
what I'm talking about.
Forget Elf on a shelf.
Let's try not to blow your schedule. We got
But
Yoda
anyway,
in the
Yoda on your shoulder.
So did you ever watch?
There we go.
Did you ever
Jay,
watch
that was
Empire
good.
Strikes Back?
I haven't seen Empire.
Remember
I do not think
IG-88?
I do not think it's as critically acclaimed as everyone else does.
Wow, you're crazy. Anywho, they had like the super bounty hunter robot. It was pretty badass. Yeah, the technology can really keep up with what's going on these days. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, yesterday we did our top 5, which went off the handle. It was completely different what I wanted to do, but we went into Star Wars. We had heroes, we had villains, we had vehicles, or whatever you want to call it, ways of transportation, movement, if you will. One of the 5 themes of geography is movement. What Andy with an eye.
Thanks, Teacher Jay.
Yep.
My favorite vehicle yesterday was the one I was in driving away from this.
Yeah, good call.
I was listening.
We
to you
talked
guys
to
too.
Andy, and then I didn't realize that Marvel is looped into this Disney, and they're making all kinds of shows as well.
Yeah, dude.
It's gonna be so good.
Sooner or later, you're gonna have to bundle all this stuff together. It's gonna cost more than cable. But
Hey, Jay.
Yes,
I'm just here for the comments.
Yeah, I'm sure they're exciting more about either this isn't sports or
Stick to sports.
how I watch the challenge or something stupid.
Oh, that's already been mentioned.
Yeah.
That if Nick Cage was on the challenge, you'd know.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
You know, in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, he was actually listed as Nicholas Coppola.
Yes.
Little fun fact of the day for you.
That is a fun fact.
Back to your nerd talk.
What do you have for
Thank
our
you.
top 5 category for me? And I'll
All
tell you
right.
if you're right.
These
or wrong.
are 3 new top 5 categories.
Involving Disney plus Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, because we already
There's no difference between Disney Plus Star Wars and regular Star Wars. It's all just
Now
Star
it's
Wars.
owned by. Now we have to. We're obligated trademark wise to say Disney Plus.
Yesterday was heroes, villains, and vehicles. Today we're gonna do weapons, wild card characters, and droids.
Oh,
these are not the droids you're looking for.
So we're gonna start with weapons.
It's
the
a
lightsaber.
lightsaber. Yeah.
Is number 1, right?
Yeah.
What color though?
Well,
I like
purple.
the red ones.
Purple.
No, you're not Sam Jackson. You don't get a purple one.
That's not fair. You know, was that in his contract that he said?
No, he literally asked for a purple one. They did solely green and blue and red, and then Sam Jackson came in and was like, "I'm Samuel L.
See,
Jackson. I want a purple one."
I think we have to signify what lightsaber though, because if you're asking
Say
me,
lightsaber
the
more time.
It's the double-ended
Lightsaber.
It's the double-ended lightsaber. Is the badass one.
Oh yes, and it's coming in Rise of Skywalker. It folds in half. Oh my God, you see that preview? Oh, Dark Ray is so good.
Yeah, we're gonna go double-ended.
What did you just say?
In the trailer for Rise of Skywalker, Rey
Didn't watch him.
appears to go dark. She's got like a double lightsaber that she's holding, and she like flips it out, and it turns into. It's so good. It's so cool.
Well, that one sounds really awesome. So put that one at the top of the list. Yeah.
All right, I just say the double-ended lightsaber.
All right.
Period.
Okay.
But lightsabers are on there no matter what. But we're saying double-ended is what. Chewie's crossbow.
Yes, it's on the list. I don't know that I would put it second.
Well, what do you put in second?
The Death Star, homie.
That's a vehicle, homie. People ride in it.
But you also destroyed an entire system with it.
But you can destroy.
What did you say?
You can destroy
The
stuff
Death
with it.
Star.
Yeah, the Death Star. I mean,
It's a vehicle. It's transporting people.
Yes, but it's also a weapon.
So is a fighter pilot. So is a fighter.
okay, that's a good
So-
point.
so
Alright.
no.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
A weapon is something a human holds.
Okay, what about Starkiller
Chewie's
Base
not a-
then?
Chewie's
Starkiller
not
Base
a-
from Force Awakens.
It's a planet. It holds people. I'm not going with that.
God bless it.
A weapon.
He's got good points. You can't
Human
argue.
has to
can't
hold the
argue
weapon.
with
All
the
right, fine.
facts here,
Yes, then
Andy.
Chewie's crossbow is great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Han's little gun. That's pretty cool, right?
No, I don't like Han's. I like the one that they give Rey in the Force Awakens. That Han, actually, that might be his because Han gives it to her. That little, it's like a little pistol type thing.
See, I'm gonna go with like Boba Fett's like some of the gear he's got on his arm.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go with like his whatever it is,
Yeah.
fire and stuff. We'll go with Boba.
Mandalorian weapons.
That's how you have to talk about Star Wars. Is you just kind of have to
Yeah.
speak in sound effects.
Yeah, Boba weapon.
And then what else?
They all use the same like 3 class of weapons.
Well, the stormtroopers have a different gun than like Han does.
Yeah.
But Han's is more of a gunslinger. I'm gonna go with Han's gun.
Okay.
Is the Force a weapon?
And then
I mean, technically, yeah, because
you can choke someone.
yeah,
with it,
you
right?
can choke the life out of someone.
No, it's an ability. Anyway, let's just calm down.
You're gonna consider this an ability though, but the lightning out of the hands that Count Dooku can do and Yoda can do, they shoot the lightning out.
Yoda cannot do it.
Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Only the dark side.
That's
I'm gonna
Scorpion.
have
Very
to
good,
say. I'm gonna have to say if we're gonna put
Harugan.
we got to put the blue lightsaber in there because it was Anakin's lightsaber, and then it became Luke's Scott light. I mean, it was the most famous lightsaber.
I just know it came out of
got
their
cast.
hand on your Hasbro figure. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna go the blue.
It's cooler.
lightsaber,
It's
yeah.
cooler than the green ones.
Lightsaber 1 through 5, different
Well,
colors.
and then I gotta say that the purple is on the bench.
I want an orange lightsaber.
Won't happen.
Guys, you know you can build. You're gonna hate this, but you know you can build like a really nice lightsaber over at Star Wars Land in Disneyland.
Just heard this yesterday. Nick Toffanelli was telling me about that. He said it was pretty.
I built a
badass.
droid. It was super fun.
All right, so
speaking
next character or next thing is wild card characters. So they can't be droids. They have to be some sort of other race.
Okay.
All right, they have to be a race. They don't have to necessarily be human.
Are any characters in Star Wars human though? They're all aliens. It's in space.
Well, technically, Han's a human, but we'll go from there.
Okay.
See, I think number one has to be Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
Billy D. It's cool.
Billy
Colt
D's coming
45.
back. Yeah, I'll give it to him because Billy D's coming back, and I
Lando's
respect
a
that
wild
he's sticking
card.
with
Love
it.
All right.
Lando's a wild card.
Hang on,
Boba Fett.
how are we defining a wild card character?
You don't know if
He
he's good or
doesn't have to
bad?
be good or bad, but he can't be on any of the previous lists.
Ultimate wild card is Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. You never know where he's going to land.
He's not here. All
I know. I'm just saying. You didn't know if he's good or bad. Same thing with Storm Shadow.
Wild card
told
character
they told
doesn't
the
have to
line.
be good or bad,
Doesn't have to be good or bad.
but can be good or bad.
Yeah.
Just not a. I think in wild card, just not a a figure who like they. Basically, they're going to do a spin-off series about that you do it. Lando would be up there, obviously. Boba Fett is a wild card. That's what I think of. When
Like I
think
think,
of wild card.
I think Mace Windu has to be on this one.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we get the ladies in here? Can we get Padme on here? Padme Amidala?
Padme, yes.
Yeah, I love Padme. Natalie Portman, man. Would love to see her come back. She dead, though.
She go.
Spoilers.
I'm trying to think, that's
If you've never
three.
seen Star Wars.
Jeez.
That's three. Come on.
They got another
Serge,
story.
what do you think?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Have you
I don't-
seen a Star Wars?
Not one all the way through.
Get out of here. Yes, you have.
Nope.
All right. You know what? We got to
I've
throw
seen
an
bits and pieces
Ewok.
of
Ewok, okay.
the first
What about
three
Jar
when I
Jar?
was a kid.
We are not.
See, they heard I didn't know anything. They were like, he is not even speaking in this conversation.
Yeah.
There's no way we're putting Jar Jar. We do have to put Admiral Akbar.
Sorry, go
It's a
ahead.
trap.
He's a talking.
Jar Jar being he gets a bad rap.
I'll be in the kitchen. Jay, you want anything?
He does get a bad rap. I feel for him.
Jar Jar gets a bad rap.
Oh, Sebulba.
Saboba. I like that. I was gonna say Greedo, but all right. Saboba.
Yeah. People are like
I like
upset
Sebulba.
about this Greedo thing because apparently they changed that scene again on Disney Plus.
What?
I don't know.
I liked the Ewoks when I was a kid.
Yeah, I put him down.
Yeah, I heard you
Right, we
guys talk
did
about him
Lando,
yesterday.
Mace, Padme, and Ewok, Akbar.
That's about all I know.
All right,
Ooh.
droids.
R2.
R2's number one, right?
Yeah.
And then it has to be C3, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
And then what?
BB-8?
BB-8?
K2SO from Rogue One.
Yes, I was just going to say that funny one. K2SO.
And then also the evil BB unit. They had like an evil version of BB-8. I don't know if it's in this new one or if it was in...
No, we're going IG-88, man. That's the intergalactic bounty hunter. Yeah.
And then... What's the thing that the...
What?
What are they called? The droidicas? The thing that attacks Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan in the beginning where they walk up and they're like, pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, those are droidicars.
That's Star Wars for you. Pew, pew, pew.
There'll be no match for a droidicar.
Sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Pew, pew, pew.
I love it. We got that all settled.
Wild card characters should have been the Viceroy of the Trade Federation. What?
Yeah.
What did you say? My dad used to imitate that all the time, and then we realized how like wildly inappropriate it is.
Okay. Well, we do have to take a break. We have a phone call to take at 1:10. And Andy, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I enjoy breaking out from our mold of this best top 5 guards of all time type of talking about this nonsense, especially since everybody else wants to talk about their Disney Plus app or account or whatever else. So
I'm gonna go stream at my office right now.
there you go.
Do it. Go watch
Andy, thank you very much. Go follow Andy. Andy, tell them how they can follow you on Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the same. Andy on the air. It is Andy with an I.
Andy with an I. Thank you so much for your time, Andy. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right, we'll be back with a quick break. After a quick break, we have a phone call to take, and then after that, we'll have Bobby Metcalf in studio.
Vans Pizza and More is open at the Plex at the corners of Middle and Forest Grove Roads. They have outstanding daily specials with the Vans Pizza you love. Today is Wednesday. It's $1 off those Vans famous wings and their baked pasta. All you got to do is call Vans at 563-232-1396. And Vans Pizza and More will have that hot and ready for you to pick up. Or if you live in Bettendorf, you can have it delivered. Delivery area is limited, so please ask when you call. Once again, that's Vans Pizza and More, 563-232-1396, located at 5023 Competition Drive in Bettendorf.
This is Adam Rosso from Hawkeye Headquarters, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
Your kitchen and bathroom are the places your guests will see the most when they visit your home. Don't let them see scratched surfaces, outdated cabinetry, and faded walls. Now's the time to complete the home renovation of your dreams. For this type of project, you need an all-star. You need to call Mike at All-Star Home Services. Check out their past transformations at all-starhomeservices.com. Call now and get $500 off your complete kitchen or bath project. Call 563-299-3786 or visit all-starhomeservices.com.
At a time of personal loss, we each express our feeling in our own way. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory recognize that no one service is right for everyone. That's why we offer various options for the most appropriate service, the most fitting farewell, and personalized attention to detail. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, Rock Island, Milan, Reynolds, and the Knox Chapel.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all-new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 0% financing for 48 months through the end of November. And $250 of free accessories with any new Onward purchase.
In your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, Bettendorf.
From local to global, ESPN 1170 has you covered. Your Quad City sports show is here for you. Don't hassle us, we're local with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, J-Bird, Surge, and you. Weekdays noon to 2 on the Quad City sports leader. ESPN 1170 AM wants you to be an insider. Get access to great contests at ESPN1170am.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged. From the Quad City City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Frick's Tap Davenport is the Quad City's home for all of your sports action and good beer served properly. Kick back on Sundays and don't miss a moment of the games with the NFL Sunday Ticket. Come early on Saturdays and make Frick's your special tailgate spot for all Hawkeye games. Don't forget, Frick's great second floor bar is perfect for all of your special events, birthday parties, anniversaries, or just a great time. Call 563-594-6857 or check us out on Facebook for all booking inquiries. Frick's Tap, good beer, served properly. West 3rd Street, Davenport.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KPOB, Davenport.
All right, everybody, we're back. It's the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright Satellite and Dish. And you're listening to Don't Hassle Us Local on ESPN AM 1170.
We're going to be joined soon by a phone call from my my buddy in Minnesota. We're going to talk NBA with him. So hold tight here, T-Ray. Have fun.
Oh, no. All right, I'm ignoring everything.
No, don't ignore anything. Hey, yo, is this Scott Longville?
Don't hate me because I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota. You're my guy. I want to talk to you about the NBA so far this year. And a little bit about how much fun probably it is to row the boat up there right now, which I don't think you're doing, and I think you're probably annoyed by row the boat. But just want to see what things are going on up there in the Twin Cities. Congratulations to Rocco Baldelli by being named the AL Manager of the Year, the youngest AL Manager of the Year in Major League Baseball history, by the way.
Very exciting for Rocco and the Twins after a very disappointing postseason. But there's some momentum there. People are still excited about the Twins.
Yeah.
But all the buzz up here is rowing the boat.
Okay,
I'm not rowing any boat.
You're not. What's it like up there? But what's the haps going on with the rowing the boat up there in the Twin Cities?
Going into last week's game, everyone was very skeptical. I think everybody nationwide was skeptical. But after the win against Penn State, well, by the way, not only did they beat Penn State, they manhandled Penn State for the first 3.5 quarters.
Easy.
I think after that, people thought this team is legit. And I'll say this: they got a couple good receivers, good quarterback, a couple good D-backs. They're good, but going down to Kenneck this weekend is going to be tough.
Yeah, and 3.5 quarters I think is pushing it a little bit. I mean, they 2 turnovers in the red zone by Penn State by the sophomore quarterback Clifford that helped out quite a bit. 3 interceptions total. But going down to Kinnick is going to be a little bit tough. Iowa is a 3-point favorite. Up there, though, how confident do the Gopher fans feel?
People have already looked past this game. People are eyeing the home game against Wisconsin.
Ooh,
that's the big game.
I don't think that's a good idea. You don't go into Kinnick.
So either. Yeah. I don't think so either. But everyone's all in. So it's terribly annoying. If I don't have to see PJ Fleck on TV for 2 more seconds, I'd be the happiest man alive. He's all the rage up there.
He's all the rage up there. So is his T-shirt and tie with a quarter vest pulled over on top of it. It's annoying. So, all right.
That's a Jim Tressel thing, by the way.
Is it? Well,
that's not someone to strive to be, Longville.
Yeah.
Yes. No, he does that in honor of Jim Tressel, who's another stand-up guy that I think has whole skeleton of closets. But
All right.
Neither here nor there.
The NBA season is going on to its second week now. We've got a problem with load management, and your T-Wolves, as I pointed out, only the New York Knicks since 2000 have a worse winning percentage in the NBA. How are they looking this year?
You say that like it surprises me. Like I haven't lived that. I haven't watched, what is that, 9 years? Like I haven't watched 720 games over those years.
20 years. It's 20 years of.
20 years?
20 years is the picture I sent
Anyway,
you.
yeah, it's been a long go. But there's some excitement up here on the Timberwolves. We got a couple good pieces, obviously with Big Cat. And now Andrew Wiggins has shown a pulse. And I have a prediction on Andrew Wiggins this year. I think Andrew Wiggins, they're going to move him to the point where over the last 4 games, as he's filled in for Jeff Teague, who apparently is MIA.
He's on load management.
Has been very, very. It's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
He's averaged 32 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. And the biggest knock on Andrew Wiggins has always been the guy's never engaged. But when he's your point guard, he has to be engaged. And so I think by them moving him to the point guard, you're going to get an engaged Andrew Wiggins. You have Karl Anthony Towns, who is hands down the best big man in the NBA. That's a recipe for making the playoffs this year.
Okay.
Which we get excited about up here.
Well, but the playoffs are so far away. Tell me why we should watch the NBA right now instead of the playoffs. What's the exciting thing to watch?
I tell you what, there's not a lot of exciting things about the NBA right now.
Good.
Zion Williams.
Good to know.
The absence of Zion Williams has really hurt the NBA. But there are a couple of young players that are worth watching. Trae Young is worth watching.
Yeah.
Luka from Dallas.
Yeah.
Have you watched him? That guy's a wizard with the ball. And
Uh,
J-Mo from the Grizzlies, their point guard. I watched him play against the Wolves. That guy is spectacular. So you got a couple of young guys that are keeping my attention. But I agree with you. The NBA is losing a little bit of luster, and they've done it to themselves. They've created these super teams. There's very little interest when there's load management. It's very frustrating.
You mentioned
someone who loved the NBA.
Yeah, you mentioned Trae Young. He scored 42 points last night and had 11 assists. He's 21 years old. This is his second career game with 40 points and 10 assists. The only other players in NBA history with multiple such games before turning 22 is LeBron James and Michael Jordan. So if you want to find
Not bad company.
Not bad company to be in at all. Real quick.
Speaking of Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
can I go on a side tangent? Did you guys hear the comments by Jeremy Roenick? And maybe you've already covered this.
No.
You are the elite sports.
We are. We know that, but no,
Okay.
Bobby Metcalf just joined us in studio. He's the hockey guy, and Jeremy Roenick's a hockey guy. What did he have to say about Michael Jordan?
This is great. He was telling a story yesterday, I don't know where he was, about Michael Jordan. And he was playing, I can't even remember who that day. But Jeremy Roenick and him were going to go out and play golf. So they got up at like 7 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
They went out, they had a few beers. Jeremy Roenick took a couple grand off of Jordan. And Jeremy Roenick thought they were done. And Jordan's like, we're going again. So they played another 9 holes at 10 o'clock, drank beer the entire day, takes another couple grand off of Jordan. So now it's like 3 o'clock. Jordan has to get to the arena, and Roenick's kind of riding him. Jordan goes, "Tell you what, double or nothing. I score more than 40, and we win by 20." Jordan goes out after about 12 beers that night and scores like 44, and they win by 28.
Yeah, that's we had mentioned that last week, but we hadn't heard those kind of details on that, Longbow.
Oh, that's when we were talking about the load management type of thing. Yeah.
But Jeremy Roenick in his interview said it was like 52 that he scored. He actually scored 44.
Either way, I mean, I joke around about us going down to Lindsay Park and playing.
So Lumi here on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread said it was 36 holes, 10 beers, and scored almost 50 points.
Not a bad day.
Right.
So Loud
management.
Load management.
Could not be more annoyed with it. Could not be more annoyed with it.
Thank you.
Someone's
in my boat finally. I'm so done with the NBA, buddy.
What would Larry Bird say to load management? What would Kevin Garnett say to load management?
Larry Bird would just love to get like to have his back healthy enough so he could have played a few more years. Let alone, this is ridiculous. I can't.
It's absurd.
I mean,
let me go further. Somebody who's been to enough meaningless NBA games, Jay, you just laid out that record. Thank you for highlighting the fact that I've wasted the last 19 years of my life going to the NBA games.
Yeah.
I've been to Wolves games in February on a Tuesday night, watching some of the most pathetic NBA lineups put out there by the Timberwolves, and you go there to watch LeBron play. You go there to watch whatever the superstar of the year is. And if I'm going to that game on a Tuesday night when it's 100 below zero here, I want to watch those players play.
Right.
They sit on the bench because of load management. It sucks for the NBA fan. Now, they don't care because they're making all their money overseas and TV contracts. I get that, but eventually it'll catch up to them.
You know, buddy, I've seen one NBA game in my life, and it happened to be a Milwaukee Bucks game, and I was excited because they were playing the Spurs, and I got to see it right before the Admiral retired. So Duncan, the Admiral, it was great.
Sean Elliott,
Yeah,
Avery Johnson.
yeah. Like I got to see that game, and guess what? No one took a break. But it's But what if that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem with the NBA. They got to fix it.
We're doing the arguing the NBA, the 80s and 90s versus today, old man argument.
But why should it change, Jay?
Because the game has changed. Because the 86-87, the 86-87
they're still
Celtics,
playing the same amount of minutes.
Do you know
what's changed?
Do you know what the 87 Celtics? How many three-pointers they attempted the year they won it? It's like just under 400.
All right, well then that's a lot easier than driving
James
the lane.
Harden has already done that this year.
Okay, then that's easier than driving the lane, Jay. Stay in your lane, Russell. You don't know what you're talking about, man. All right, driving the lane, you're going to get knocked down and beat up. You're standing outside throwing up threes. That's not that hard. Oh, your arms are a little sore.
You're going to run up and down the court.
That is a fantastic observation. When you in the 80s and 90s, the way they played basketball was a
way
form
more
of
physical
wrestling basketball. Today, you can't even touch anybody, and not to mention all these teams are flying on chartered planes where they're getting massages and eating gummies. It's a completely different game.
Yeah. You're not going to tell me that everybody in the NBA was
it's still
flying
played
in the
inside
plane that was in Major League where the lights are going out and they're reading Detective Comics or whatever else.
They were flying commercial flights.
So, T-Roy said something here, and Erickson actually referenced it on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. On the Facebook comment thread. Saying that Troy shot down his own point with Larry Legend. If he was on load management, his back would have lasted longer. He might not have had as many back problems, but that's not his. I believe, Troy, your point.
My point was he would just love to have been able to play
he would
more.
Not, right, but he probably wouldn't have stood for that. No way they would have gone for that stuff back then. Now, in the long run, could it have made his career last longer? Possibly. We don't know.
Do you think Sandy Koufax would have wanted to wait, give his arm a little rest, or do you think he wanted to march back out there in Game 7 of the World Series?
Right.
This is how mentally tough athletes that are superior think about their sport.
Now, I'm more blaming the NBA for instituting this and for they're kind of trying something here with saying that if they sit out these vital games, or these games now, that they might be better suited down the road for these vital games when it comes down to it. And I really don't like that. So here's an example for you. If you got tickets at the beginning of the year, say you lived in between LA and New Orleans, halfway in between, and you were a fan of both. Say you're a fan of the Pelicans, you really liked the Zion pickup, you're stoked to see your boy come and play for the New Orleans Pelicans, and then you didn't mind Lonzo Ball so much, you were excited for this team, and then you see that the Clippers are going to play the Pelicans. You get to see Kawhi Leonard play against Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. How pumped are you for that? You get tickets right away. You want to know what's going to happen this week when they play?
You see none of them.
Neither one of them are playing. One of them's hurt, and the other one's going to be out for load management. How pissed off are you? You bought tickets, you made flight arrangements, you made a hotel, you made all these plans and everything else, and spent all this money as a fan because you want to see your favorite players play for your favorite teams.
I'll take it another step further. All right, guys. It doesn't matter what game it is. You bought tickets, preseason tickets. All right? You're watching a game. You go to game, whatever. Load management happens. What's more expensive? Those tickets at the middle of the season or the playoff tickets? What are the chances of an average fan getting a hold of playoff tickets?
Not good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And let's not act like half the United States likes the NBA. There's like 18 people left that really like the NBA.
Thank you.
I don't understand why they're trying to piss off the 18 people that actually care about the NBA.
That's right.
Okay,
they got to do something about it.
Before I let you go, I want to apologize to you. The Minnesota Timberwolves do not have the second worst winning percentage in the NBA since 2000. They have the fourth. It goes the Knicks, the Washington Wizards, and then the Charlotte Hornets. Then it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. They just happen to own the worst winning percentage in the West. So I do have to apologize by saying that. They are the fourth, not the second worst.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Can I highlight something? In 2004, the Timberwolves actually won the West.
Yeah,
so that shows you how pathetic they've been for the last
The other thing I'm going to leave you with is this. and this is, Bobby's not going to like this before we go to break when I say this. We need to come up with a better term than load management.
No, why? That's the term. That's
It is really, really bad. It leads to jokes like, what we call load management in my house? A vasectomy. We need a better term than load management, period. All right?
I agree with that.
All right.
I think
You get a point there.
Load management. I think things we can't say on the radio.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate it. We'll check back in with you. Sorry about your Cyclones. That was pass interference.
It was pass interference. We'll look forward to seeing you guys. I'm going to be in the studio sometime here soon as well.
Love it.
All right, brother.
Take
See
care,
you,
man. All right, bye.
All right, we're gonna go to break and then come back with Bobby Metcalf.
He's really mad that I just said that joke when it comes on.
Leave him alone. Front Street Brewery is the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa, nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi, serving Davenport since 1992 with such great beers as the Davenport Gold, the Wise Guy, the Raging River, and the oh-so-popular Cherry Bomb Blonde. The Facebook page is available for all the food and drink specials, or you can visit the webpage at www.frontstreetbrew.com. Restaurant is soon to open, guys. Man, we should be hearing something any minute at 208 East River Drive. Tap room still rocking and rolling in the Freight House Complex. So get in and try some beers from our friends at Front Street Brewery.
This is Coach A.C. Earl. Don't hassle us. We're local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
In business, is it better to build your way to growth or buy your way? First Midwest Bank has ideas. It's a critical decision and different for every company. A First Midwest commercial banker can help you weigh your options, because at First Midwest, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. M&A momentum, strategic momentum, business momentum. First Midwest Bank.
At a time of personal loss, we each express our feeling in our own way. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory recognize that no one service is right for everyone. That's why we offer various options for the most appropriate service, the most fitting farewell, and personalized attention to detail. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, Rock Island, Milan, Reynolds, and the Knox Chapel.
At Crawford Company, we specialize in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. Sports, on the other hand...
Hey, Crawford guy, go long!
No, I can't.
Here comes the pitch to Crawford guy. Strike three.
Come on, Crawford guy, take the shot.
Sports may not be our specialty, but home comfort is. Crawford Company, plumbing and drain cleaning, heating and air conditioning.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all-new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 0% financing for 48 months through the end of November. And $250 of free accessories with any new Onward purchase.
In your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, Bettendorf.
Are you ready? Black Friday savings all month long at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Gavin McGrath, I know you're ready.
For everyone in the Quad Cities who's ready to trade, push, pull, or drag it in. Get more for your trade, get more savings all month long.
Black Friday is a McGrath family tradition.
Save more green, trade up now. Over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from with payments from $167 a month. Save all month on the Quad Cities' best selection of certified used trucks from $10,988. Black Friday pricing on pre-owned Silverados, Sierras, Rams, F-150s from $10,988. Now at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Even if your trade has high mileage,
push, pull, or drag it in. Payments from $167 a month. Used trucks from $10,988.
What if my credit has a few dents or dings?
All credit applications accepted. Nobody works harder than our credit team to help get you approved.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street.
Log on McGrathAuto.com.
Golick and Wingo in the morning. Dan Lebitard when you get to work. Don't hassle us. We're local for lunch. Spend your day with a Quad City sports leader. ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 1170 AM. We're live in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright TV and Security. I want to thank Scott Longville for giving us a phone call, talk a little bit of NBA. T-Roy's off trying to get tickets for Slayer. He's a big Slayer fan.
No,
and
try to help somebody out, Jay.
yeah, you're looking for
How's
him.
that Slayer song go, Jay?
Ding dong.
I thought that was Megadeth.
That's a yeah.
Slayer featuring Megadeth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bobby Metcalf from the Quad City Times is in studio with us as well. Bobby, you went to the Dome on Friday. We talked to Cody Goodwin. We just talked to Cody Goodwin in the first half of the show. He's from the Des Moines Register. He talked to us a little bit about Valley. You went up on Friday to the Dome to watch Bettendorf. Tell me about the game.
I was surprised, to be honest with you.
Really?
Well, I was saying going into that game that I thought Bettendorf was going to get the ball to Baby like 30-plus times.
Okay.
Have a chance to win. I think they ended up getting it to him that much. But, like, first quarter and a half, I mean, Cedar Falls did a really good job of shutting him down. And Joe Byrne stepped up. I mean, that was a really good performance from him. He made a lot of good reads. In fact, they probably would have – the first two drives were drops on third down that would have extended the thing. So, I mean, he could have had even better stats. But he played really well, stayed within the game plan, and then once they opened up some lanes for Bay Bowie, he ended up running wild. Had a $190, I think it was. So I mean, it was a really good performance. Defensively, they were strong. I mean, that was a good win, good kind of revenge win for him after Cedar Falls beat him earlier this year.
Yeah, and we got to see the Wildcat for the first time out of Bettendorf with direct snaps to Harrison Bay Bowie.
Yeah,
so
that's how they scored both his touchdown runs were off the Wildcat. Yeah.
So it's something. It's going to be a wrinkle for Valley. Have you done any previewing this game at all, or are you going back up this weekend, or is Cost taking it?
No, Matt's taking it. So I mean, I looked a little bit at Valley, but I haven't looked that closely.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously got the Iowa commit in Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
The Creighton Mitchell kid's going to North Dakota, I think. So it's going to be a tough kid. I mean, they're averaging like 50 a game, so it's going to be a tough game. But I think seeing how Bettendorf was able to attack Cedar Falls, I think should give some optimism moving forward, because so much this year it's been Bay Bowie running for 230, Bay Bowie, and it's like Joe Byrne's like, well, I can we can beat you other ways now too.
I don't know how much of it will make a big difference. Cody pointed out that Valley hasn't been to the Dome since 2015, and Bettendorf is kind of used to going in. They played there last week. I don't know if that'll make a big difference or not in this game.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where outside, I mean, if you played it outside, it can make a more of a difference. But
I've got Valley at -7. Cody's got him at -6. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, I think that's about right. I'm not gonna make a line.
It's fine. Yeah. I'm not. No one's making a line. I'm not.
It's high school
I
sports.
know. I'm not calling Elite Sportsbook and saying like, hey, you need to do this automatically. I'm saying it. It's where we're at in.
Come on, Bobby,
in
make a
sports.
line.
No, he doesn't want to. All right.
Jay said his line.
Yeah. Well, it's all right.
But Jay's got the Bettendorf homer thing going for him, so he can
Cody put it at 6, and he's got Valley.
Yeah, he's in Des Moines, so he doesn't.
I didn't put I said Bettendorf +7. They're not. I don't have them favored.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that you can get away with that because you can just say, well, I'm a Bettendorf homer. So
yeah, well, I had Bettendorf at +3 last week.
If I say anything, I'll either be a Bettendorf homer or a Bettendorf hater. So I got to watch
Bobby
what I
said,
say.
I'm not falling in that trap.
Nope.
He's like,
no matter what you say,
I've been playing this game too long.
He knows better, and I know better too. And it doesn't matter. His first sentence out of the article on Saturday morning, it was either someone's going to get on him about either way or another.
Yeah,
about who it is. We know that. All right, how's the Storm season going so far?
It was a nice bounce back weekend for them. Went taking 2 out of Evansville. Scored on the power play finally, so they got that off their back. They're coming around. It's one of those things again. It's early in the season. It takes some time to get these guys gelling together. We'll see how they move forward with after Joe Widmar goes to France, because it's a big piece to lose. But they're playing better, I think. I mean, I don't think they're going to be a top team in the league, but I think they've got a chance to be a middle of the pack type thing. About 30 or so wins, and that's kind of what they're on pace for right now.
Yeah,
about a 500 team.
You got some time off till their next home game. It's not until the 22nd of November. That'll be John Deere Green Out Night.
Yeah, that'll be packed.
John Deere jersey auction, and first 1,000 fans receive a giveaway. So, and then how's St. Ambrose looking? We had someone on Twitter that was like, hey, I need you guys to talk more about NAIA football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is like an NAIA site that follow it, and it was like, hey, you guys talk about it, we'll send the love there or whatever else. But tell me about St. Ambrose.
Really, really impressive win over the weekend against St. Francis, Illinois. I've been kind of pumping this defense up all year, and they finally kind of showed just how good they were. They held St. Francis 7 points, one of the best rushing attacks in the country. They held in check. It's one of those things where they've taken steps towards becoming back to game where they were like 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago when Drinkle was there and Gersh was there, both assistants.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not quite in the same level as the St. Francis Indianas, the Marians, but they're like just outside there. They can compete with them now. They can't beat them yet, but they're getting close. And I think, when you look at the kind of the injuries they had, the quarterback position this year, and some of the other injuries, I think if they can stay healthy next year, they've got a chance to maybe take the next step, but potentially win the conference, Midwest League, and maybe make the playoffs again. So it's coming. They got a big test with Robert Morris. Robert Morris is almost like a carbon copy of them. Basically all their losses have been to really good teams, been close. So this is going to be a big test for them this weekend.
Speaking of Drinkle and Gersh, they're both having some success.
Yeah, Gersh is they're down at Angelo State, and they're really. I didn't see if they won last week, but I know they're.
I think they did. I think I saw that on Twitter.
That puts them like 8-1 or 9-1, I think it is. So yeah, they're having a really good year. And then Drinkle, at Army. So, yeah,
doing well.
Yeah, so. That tells you just kind of the kind of coaches that they had there.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to kind of readjust from.
I grew up in Gersh. So
that's a tough thing to kind of readjust from when you lose two guys of that quality. But I think they've got some really good guys in there right now. I think Vince Phillip, who was down at KW with Drinkle, and obviously is an Ambrose grad. I think he's done a great job with that defense. I think Brody Pogue's done a great job kind of on the offensive line, offense coordinator position. If he can keep those guys around for a while, I think he's got. And the biggest thing too is recruiting too. I mean, that's what Gersh and Drinkle did that kind of doesn't get talked about a lot. It's just how much recruiting they did and how they got kids to buy in. And I think that the guys they have now are getting somewhere similar to that.
I want to ask you guys a question, and it's NFL related. And Erickson on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread kind of hinted at this. It's been 1,046 days since Colin Kaepernick saw any NFL action. That was January 1st, 2017.
He's going to try out this Saturday.
He's going to work out in Atlanta this Saturday. Okay?
Yeah.
He says on Twitter, I've been in shape and ready for this for 3 years. Can't wait. How many teams do you think show up?
There's going to be at least 2.
Who?
Dolphins and Lions. They said they're going.
Okay. Dolphins and the Lions. So Jeff Driscoll. Why would
Let's go through the teams here?
All right. Poor Josh Rosen.
Cincinnati
you know how many will show up? I'd say 5.
I would say 5 as well. That's actually, I've been talking to him here on the comment thread, and I have the article pulled up as well.
We already said the Dolphins and the Lions.
Dolphins and Lions have said they're going.
Lions because you got an injury.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm not saying
let's
that
take a
the
break
teams
and
that
talk
should
about
go
what
are
team-
going to go.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I think 5 teams will.
Let's take a break and come back, and we'll speculate what teams who are going, and speculate who should go. We'll do that. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about this and whether or not you would watch this if this was on the NFL Network. Let's try it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, Quad Cities, stop going to your social media sites. Ask everybody where you're getting your oil changed, who does the best tattoo work, or why does Jay call it the Facebook? Just grab your Locals Lovers
All good
guide.
questions.
It has an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find what you're looking for. Or you can go to the website, localslovers.com. Click on Quad Cities and browse your favorites. It's easy to use, and they even rank the most popular places for you. Those are our friends from Locals Lovers. They're your guide to the best.
And you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 1170 AM.
At Crawford Company, we specialize in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. Sports, on the other hand?
Hey, Crawford guy, go long!
No, I can't.
Here comes the pitch to Crawford guy. Strike 3.
Come on, Crawford guy, take the shot!
Sports may not be our specialty, but home comfort is. Crawford Company, plumbing and drain cleaning, heating and air conditioning.
You're right on par in your M&M Golf Car.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all-new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 0% financing for 48 months through the end of November. And $250 of free accessories with any new Onward purchase.
In your M&M Golf Car.
M&M Golf Cars, Ettendorf.
In business, is it better to build your way to growth or buy your way? First Midwest Bank has ideas. It's a critical decision and different for every company. A First Midwest commercial banker can help you weigh your options because at First Midwest, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. M&A momentum, strategic momentum, business momentum. First Midwest Bank.
Are you ready? Black Friday savings all month long at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Gavin McGrath, I know you're ready.
For everyone in the Quad Cities who's ready to trade, push, pull, or drag it in. Get more for your trade, get more savings all month long.
Black Friday is a McGrath family tradition.
Save more green, trade up now. Over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from with payments from $167 a month. Save all month on the Quad Cities' best selection of certified used trucks from $10,988. Black Friday pricing on pre-owned Silverados, Sierras, Rams, F-150s from $10,988. Now at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Even if your trade has high mileage,
push, pull, or drag it in. Payments from $167 a month. Used trucks from $10,988.
What if my credit has a few dents or dings?
All credit applications accepted. Nobody works harder than our credit team to help get you approved.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street.
Log on McGrathAuto.com.
All right, everybody, we're back.
On the Facebook Live and on the ESPN app, ESPN 1170, and on the radio, and on the computer at ESPN1170.com, 1170am.com.
Quite the echo here, buddy.
I have an echo in here?
Yeah.
I don't know how. Not from me.
Not for me.
Not on my end.
Not for me.
Sounds really different on my headphones.
Oh, unplug it, plug it in something else. Maybe it has to do with that little black box. What's in the box?
Same one it's been
What's
the
in
whole
the
time.
box?
What's in the box? All right, so before we went to break, we're talking about since it's been 1,046 days since Colin Kaepernick has played in the NFL game. Since January 1st, 2017. He's going to work out in Atlanta on Saturday. Okay? So, you said for sure Bob, you said the Lions and the Miami Dolphins said that they're going to be there.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
And Serge, you said that you think maybe up to 5 teams are going to be there.
I would say 5, yeah.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Who do I think, or who are they saying? I really don't know. I mean, there's an article here on CBS Sports that has the 5 teams that they think would be that could be interested in why. Number 1 being the Chicago Bears.
They need to go. They have to go.
Yes.
Have to.
I've got.
Nobody. Here, let me just preface this. Nobody has to go.
Well,
to this. Nobody desperately needs to. Now, if a team wants to seek out that option, then sure, then they can go and they should go. But nobody needs Colin Kaepernick right now. He might be a good fit for somebody, sure. I really don't.
I don't. Maybe the needs, but I'm going to tell you right now. If you're the general manager of the Bears, and you're not sending someone down there doing your due diligence, just quit right now because you deserve to be fired.
Well, I mean,
you're not getting done. It's not getting done. Yeah, you're not saying you got to sign him. You need to go look at him and see if he's a better option than what you have right now.
I'll take that.
Your defense isn't going to stay young forever. You're just going to piss it away.
Right,
don't do that. That's all I'm saying.
The Bengals are the next team listed.
See, I don't think they'll go. Because they're going to be a first round. They're going to be a top pick, so they'll just draft.
Now, the Patriots. This is an interesting one. Patriots being listed.
Yeah, I think they would go.
They'll go because they're smart to just why not look at it.
I think they'll go.
I got one circle that for sure need to go.
Okay, hang on. Then the last 2 listed here are the Panthers. Okay, I understand that. And then T-Rice Cowboys.
No.
They don't need to go.
So they're just saying...
Jerry's not. Jerry's got Michael Bennett on the team. He's not going to go sign Kaepernick too.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at teams like I see the Pats with possibly with him getting a little old. The Ravens got their guy. The Niners got their guy. Seahawks are set. Packers obviously are set. Vikings set. Chiefs, Saints, 2 gloves is there. Eagles are set. Texans set. Cowboys set. Colts are a maybe. If he's better than Jacoby. But Panthers need to look at it. I think the Bills have their guy right now. The Raiders have their guy. The Rams have their guy. The Steelers, I think, should go. Ben's getting old. Mason Rudolph, not necessarily. Titans need to go. I mean, I don't think Ryan Tannehill's what we're going to hang your Super Bowl hopes on.
Marcus Mariota, that they should have figured that out a while ago, and they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't go after him. That's the thing. All these teams.
But are the Chargers going to go? I mean, Philip Rivers is going to keep pounding out years in the NFL like he does children. The Browns have Baker. They're going to stick with that experiment for a while, I think. The Bucks. Actually, the Bucks should go. I have Jacksonville down as a should go, just to check it out. The Bears should go. The Lions have a broke-back quarterback. They should go. Cardinals, they probably have their guy. Maybe not. Broncos. I know. You know what I was thinking. Broncos should go. Atlanta. You know what? Atlanta should go too.
What? They got Matt Schaub as a backup.
He's older than me, Jay.
Well, the Tampa Bay, they got. I'm looking at the list.
I'm
of
just
backups.
saying the Jets
Ryan Griffin,
do not go.
Tampa Bay.
Miami, the Giants, Washington, and Cincy should all go.
He's not going as a backup, though.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they just need to go and check it out, Jay. I'm not saying that they necessarily are people that are going to sign him, but those are teams that have question marks.
I would not be surprised if the Patriots were to take a look at him.
You know that I'm not a Kaepernick guy, and what I feel that I feel he diminished prior to going and taking a knee. Okay, but under the right coach, under the right tutelage, was it Harbaugh's fault that he diminished? I don't know. I'm not the quarterback guru here, but the guy did make it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It wasn't Harbaugh's fault he diminished. He was great under Harbaugh. It was Tom Sula's fault that he diminished, if you want.
Was it Sula? Was
it
it
Tom
after?
Sula.
All right.
Yeah, Harbaugh was when he was amazing.
Okay.
He's looking to a Super Bowl with under
All
Harbaugh.
right. So maybe that's the issue. Maybe this guy just couldn't recover under a different coach. Who knows? But, yeah.
Chicago Bears. Cam Newton or Colin Kaepernick?
Cam Newton.
Kaepernick.
Really?
Well, now, okay. Let me preface that. If Kaepernick is anything like he was 2-3 years ago.
That's a very, very, very big if.
Oh,
That's
I know,
why
I
say
understand that, but that's why you have to look at. Like,
now,
if you look at him, but
if I got a healthy Cam Newton,
but is Cam
Kaepernick
ever going to be
wasn't
healthy
an MVP.
again? Is Cam ever going to be healthy again?
I don't know.
So my thing is, I'd like to see what Kaepernick has Saturday before I would even make. And right now, from what I know now,
if you're asking me
I say
literally
Cam.
right now, then yeah, I would say
Then it's
Cam.
Cam. After this weekend, we'll have a better idea of what Kaepernick's working with. He said he's been working out 5 days a week for 3 years. Okay.
Well,
and then
Cam's
we also don't
sitting
know if
out
Cam's
getting
coming
healthy
back.
right
Here's
now.
the thing, though. Bears will know how to use him. They can't figure out how to use when they got Trubisky out of the pocket. He actually was effective, but they took 4 games for him to figure out. Oh, he's not a pocket passer. He needs to be mobilized.
He wasn't in his limited time at UNC. He wasn't a pocket passer.
No, I know.
So,
but it took them 4 games of trying to stick him in or not even that, 8 weeks of him standing in the pocket for them to realize, oh wait, we should call some play actions and rollouts. And again, I'm not saying last week he's running back on the Trubisky train because it hasn't.
But if you think about Colin Kaepernick, that's where he thrived.
No,
as well.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that I don't know if Nagy knows how to freaking use
right.
Is
he going to make the same mistake with
Yeah.
Kaepernick? I don't know. I say you go and look at it.
Did you put Cincinnati on that list?
Oh yeah.
They wouldn't go
Why not? Ryan Finley's not the answer.
because they're going to draft a quarterback this year. They're going to be the number 1 pick in the NFL.
Yeah, but they're going to get this guy for a ham sandwich.
Is this
He's a
tryout
rookie
for
for a
this?
ham
Is this
sandwich.
tryout for this year? Is it for?
Yes, I think it's for this year.
Or is it for next year?
I think he's trying out with the expectation that somebody picks him up this year.
If this thing is on the NFL Network, are you watching on Saturday? Are you watching this tryout?
Yeah.
I would watch it.
I have another question because I
Depends
don't
on what
know any
time.
better.
What time is it?
I don't know any better. What are you looking for in this this workout? What would you be looking for?
Same things you look for out of any.
From me as a fan,
I'm just saying in general. If you're a GM, if you're an owner,
how's his arm strength looking? Is he?
Yeah.
Is
How
he?
mobile- how mobile is
You're
he?
looking like this is a one-person combine right now.
Yeah.
I want to see if his speed's still there.
Yeah. Speed, arm strength, accuracy.
I mean, 'cause
all
part
the
of
normal
his-
things you look at
part
in
of
a
his-
combine.
Part of his appeal was the fact that he could get out of the pocket and fast.
Right.
Is this thing going to be predetermined the workout? I mean, when people don't go to the combine, they have private workouts there of their own. They work out with their receivers and everything else. It makes them look a little bit better.
Here's the thing that's we're overlooking. Nobody's going to sign him
You don't think so?
No.
Why can you say that before Saturday?
because it's going to be the exact same reason nobody signed him for 2 years.
You don't think the dust has settled at all?
No.
See,
Not
I
with
think
him.
it has.
Not with him.
I think it has. Or else they wouldn't even be entertaining the idea of a combine. Or this whole workout thing.
I think the NFL's throwing him a bone.
Based on the grievance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
I
know
think
what?
I think
He
throwing-
withdrew his grievance. They had a confidential settlement. And now the NFL's like,
I'm gonna throw him a bone.
I think you might be right, to be honest with you.
I think
no
so
one's
the
going to sign
NFL's
him.
throwing him a bone, but it's not up to the NFL if he gets signed. It's up to the teams if they get signed.
They're
If they sign
not
him.
going to sign him.
Why not? What if he comes out looking stellar and that team realizes their thing and they see something?
Because you think they're willing to put up with the distraction?
Yeah, they'd put up with the distraction rather than
Patriots would.
have
Steelers
0
won't.
wins.
Steelers won't put up with it.
Some
Tomlin
teams,
doesn't
some
want that.
teams won't.
Steelers won't.
Yeah.
Nope.
Some teams won't. I agree with that.
Patriots would.
Nope. Tomlin wouldn't do that. He wouldn't deal with it. The Colts could do it. Should be looking at him, right?
I would say
Yeah.
the Lions would.
I think there's
Titans
a lot more
should
teams
be.
that
The
are
Bengals should be. Giants maybe. Danny Dimes. I mean, not really. That they wasted a pick on him.
Also, can't really afford to have Eli Manning and Colin Kaepernick on your roster.
Anyone with an Allen starting on their team gets to.
So
to
what?
go.
Like 5 teams?
It gets to go. Yeah, I actually even looked to see if his middle name was Allen. Colin Kaepernick just said to make it even better.
I think that this is just throwing him a bone, and I don't think any team's actually going to sign him.
I think it depends on. I think if he looks stellar,
Bobby, all right. You don't think if you had to put a percentage on it, what are the chances he gets signed?
2%.
Wow,
really? You think that low? See, I was going to go like 40%.
Wouldn't they've already signed him? Like,
no, Jay. This is basically the NFL telling the rest of the owners, let's look at this and be honest. And I think Bobby's right. It's a little bit of a bone being thrown his way, but it's also the NFL sitting down telling the owners, don't get us in hot water again. Maybe somebody take the sword on this. I'm just throwing. That's why I'm giving it a 40% chance.
I don't know. Why? No one has ever. There's been multiple opportunities to bring Colin Kaepernick in for a workout with any team, and no one's done that.
But you had the grievance filed during a
there's
lot of that, though, Bob.
But you could have ended by bringing him in for a workout. Like, you could have ended the collusion thing if one team would have just said, okay, we'll bring him in for a workout. If when the Bills were trotting out Nathan Peterman, if they had said, oh, we're going to bring him in.
Well, I guarantee we haven't had that quite happen this year.
But how many quarterbacks have gone down this year?
As bad as Nathan Peterman, though?
Well, how many quarterbacks have gone down this year, though?
No, I'm with you.
Like, none of those.
But are you in the camp that do you feel that there was collusion to?
Yes.
Because
I
why?
do. Because I find it very odd that.
Do you think they didn't want him to play because of the knee?
Yeah.
Or do you think that they're like, well, he doesn't seem like he was doing that good, and it's a distraction. I don't want to deal with it because of the knee.
He actually, I'm not 100% positive on this one, but I think if you look at his stats, second half of that last season, they were decent. I'm not saying like Pro Bowl or anything, but compared to what Nathan Peterman was putting out there, they were decent.
Well, I think Jake can quarterback better.
And again, I'm not saying that every team in the league was
argue with that.
Was sending emails saying we're not signing him.
Right.
But all it takes is 2 or 3, and that's what it was basically. Is 2 or 3 teams? Is that
work out 5 days a week too?
You do.
So
I don't.
And there's a chance. So Mikey Hart's out there saying that. They're at best he'd be looking at 3 to 4 weeks before he hits the field, so no team would be using him this year. So I think that there might be a chance that if somebody signs him, they might wait till the offseason.
I'm telling you, the Bears makes perfect sense. The Bengals don't make sense because they're gonna be able to grab Tua or Herbert or whoever they want this year. The Bears make perfect sense because you've still got Trubisky on a rookie contract, and you can bring him in, and you can say, you don't have to necessarily say Kaepernick your starter next year, but you can say, okay, we're going to give Trubisky a very short leash, and when he sucks 2 weeks into the season, all right, we're going with Kaepernick. That makes more sense. It's not going to be a team that is going to have to draft a quarterback this year because they'll just draft a quarterback this next year. It's going to be a quick team that's going to have that's got it.
Well, financially, your argument for Kaepernick over Cam makes sense because you're going to get Kaepernick for a lot less than you're getting Cam.
Yeah, but that's just.
And you're going to have to trade for Cam.
The Bears
you're giving something up.
The Bears makes perfect sense. It really does. I don't think they'll do it, but that would make perfect sense.
No,
they're not drafting a quarterback this next year. First of all, they don't have a first-round draft pick to do so.
Before I ask you your thoughts on Spygate 2.0, the Major League Baseball version of it, Rocco Baldelli was named Manager of the Year in the American League.
Congrats.
Mike Schilt was named for the Cardinals for the National League. Can you name the only 2 managers who have won this award 4 times?
Manager of the Year?
Yeah, 4 times.
Tommy Lasorda.
Torrey?
It's not either one of those.
Not Tommy Lasorda, not Joe Torre.
Nope.
Whitey?
Not Whitey Herzog.
Russa.
Tony La Russa is
My
one.
boy.
That's your guy.
I did not want to say him. I was thinking him, but I did not want to say him.
The other one was a manager in the National League also.
Oh, Cox?
It's Bobby Cox, yeah. Those are the two who have won the Manager of the Year 4 times. They'll announce, what's the award winner they announced today? Is it MVP today? Or Cy Young?
I think it's Cy Young today.
I think it's Cy Young today. All right, so quickly at the beginning of the hour, beginning of the show, and we'll wrap up the end of it, the accusations that the Houston Astros were cheating during the 2017 season by sending in, they'd had a monitor, video camera out in center field. They'd send it in. They'd in the dugout, the clubhouse area. They'd watch on screens, and then in turn they would give signals to the hitters by banging on garbage cans or whatnot. I said this off the air, and I said at the beginning of the show. So, I mean, honestly, the most that Major League Baseball can do is fine them $2 million.
Well, it's not so. I mean, I get what you're saying in the sense of like
I understand
nothing you
your
can do
point
about
too,
it,
but yeah.
it's not so. I mean, yeah, stealing signs is part of baseball, and I'm not arguing against stealing signs, but it's using technology. Stealing signs is different, much different. And
well,
when you look at someone makes a good point. Like, how long has Darvish had to live down that Game 7 World Series when he got shelled?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know,
I'm saying this. I think it's always important to anticipate a problem. Okay. And the idea, even if you're talking about the Disney Plus app, they haven't figured out that people are going to share passwords. You need to anticipate that problem. And with technology ever changing, you need to anticipate the problem
I'm going to start watching it right now.
to something more instead of we're just going to charge you $2 million.
okay,
Fine you $2 million.
I agree with that, but here's my other problem, and I sort of mentioned this off air too. You can't combat it if you're a opposing team, because the way you combat stealing signs is you go and bring your catcher out and have a mound visit. Well, now you got a mound visit limit, so you can't combat it.
You get mound visits because everybody's complaining the game's too long, and it's not.
But you're
the same amount of time as a football game.
You're not going to like my answer.
How many mound visits are you going to have to waste because the Astros are?
You're not
cheating?
going to like my answer. Plunk them. Send a message.
What do you mean I'm not going to like your answer?
Do you think I don't know if I thought you were in the boat where you shouldn't do that.
I don't think you should plunk them for celebrating a home run.
Okay. And neither do I.
But
you hit a home run, you hit a home run.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like, you hit a home run, the bat flips and all. I don't care, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I don't like plunking guys for that. But yeah, if you think they're cheating, plunk them. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. That's you were saying, like, how do you combat it? That's what I think.
Okay. Would you take a baseball to the ribs if you could win a World Series? You saw fair. Would you give away $2 million if you knew win a World Series? Well,
to tell you what, a player though isn't going to like it very much, especially if they're under a bonus by how many games they see. What if it catches a wrist?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you've seen plenty of times where a guy maybe does pimp a home run or says something else, and they're in the dugout and they're on deck, and the guys looked at the guy and said, like, "What are you doing to me?" Knowing he's going to get hit. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember the name right now, but the guy did it for the Twins. It was one of the Youngs, not Delman, whatever. I think it was
Torrey?
Delman Young. And
That's Hunter.
Delman Young, and he said he looked at the dugout and said one of the Twins did something. I don't know, he pimped a home run or what. I can't even tell you. But he looked at the dugout and said, "I'm going to wear one. You better have my back." And they didn't, and he lost his mind on his own team. Do you know what I'm saying? You know when you're going to get one. You're going to get one. But the thing is if it does catch you on a wrist or anything else and get you out, it's personally costing you. It could cost you money, whatever else.
Like I said, I don't have an issue with. I have an issue with plunking after home runs.
Mm-hmm.
That's just being a baby, in my opinion. But
Erickson did say on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, it's something to look into if they can go in for their draft picks. Which in the Major League Baseball, is it that important? Is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
look at the Astros. It was with the Astros. That team's built on draft picks.
Yeah, but Strasburg became the first number 1 overall to ever win MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A World Series. So I don't know how big that goes into. Was it? Yeah. He also said Erickson also said have earpieces from the catcher, the pitcher. I don't know. I just think with the technology, you have to think that eventually someone's going to
earpiece from the catcher, the pitcher, huh?
Yeah. But how does that work? Because you can still hear him. You can hear the catcher talk to him if you're the batter. Right?
Yeah, well,
but I guess
not if you have like a code.
But I'm telling you what, a 5-2-1 consistently is a 5-2-1, and you can figure that out.
Yeah.
That's how I picked offsides. I mean, when the kids, they have their things on their arms. If you don't
I got to
mix
figure
it
it
up.
out. I already got to figure it out.
All right. What's that?
Why can't you electronically as the? All right. All right, here. Follow me here.
I tell you what, everyone's going to be really upset. Here's what Mike Fires is the one that's going to get.
All right, but you're following me.
In trouble for this.
All right. In the NFL, you call in your plays, right?
Yeah.
To the quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. The catcher, the pitcher. Your coach is calling in the pitch.
That's what Erickson just said right here.
Yeah.
So the catcher.
So the catcher, right? The coach says,
They have
"Hey,
earpieces.
hey, we're gonna do a fastball here," and the pitcher goes, "No," and then, all right, and he goes, he just shakes his head.
Yeah.
Shakes his head. All right, we're gonna go this. All right. So
I want
it's
the
the
catcher
same
to call the
thing.
game. I want the catcher to
But
call
the
the game.
person seeing the pitch is in the dugout going, "It's gonna be this." Then you can't pick it up.
Right.
There's no sign to steal unless you got like some technology to get into their
Read lips.
Intercept their
Read
intercept
lips.
their
channel.
things.
You don't have to wear it.
Breaker one now. We got a fastball coming in here.
Yeah.
They do that in the NFL though. They
I don't
you
know what
guys,
do.
they call,
It's-
why do
And
they
then
call plays like
Mikey's
this?
right. Then you get the frequency. You figure out how to hack the system. You
Well,
figure out
but
how to
they,
bug.
they can do that in the NFL too, and they made that highly illegal. And then,
All
like,
right.
if it happens, and you get fired. Or something.
Bobby, thank you so much for coming in and talking with
Touch
us.
his ass there, T-Row. You might like it.
Follow Bobby on Twitter at Bobby Metcalf88. Want to thank Cody Goodwin for calling in and talking to us about the game coming up on Friday, and thanks Scott Longville as well. Guys, thanks for chatting sports with me today, and thanks to Andy from B100. Give her a follow for talking the Disney Plus app. You guys have a hassle-free Wednesday. We'll see you in about 22 hours. Enjoy yourselves, Quad Cities.
Did you watch Mandalorian?
From the